All right, here we go. Back live. The boys are all back here. The gang is back in town. We are here live. It is Wednesday, March 20th for Free Agent Frenzy. I know we're a little bit late on it, but we're back. We're here. We're ready to talk some football again. The gang's all here. We got Dog Matty to my right. If you're watching on the screen, Dog Matty's to my right. Matty Spurs right below me, Mr. Jar Jar, and then we got Willie Renewts in the bottom right-hand corner there. For all you Willie lovers, I know you guys are out there. So we're here presenting sponsor. We'll throw a little love to Shank It Golf. As you guys know, we got our sponsorship with these guys. I'm wearing some of the swag right now. I'm wearing some the sweatshirt, 15% off. I think it is still right, Matt. 15% off. Use our code.
15% off with our code. Yep.
Yep, 50% off with our code. Go to their website, shankitgolf.com. Use code Chirp City for 15% off all swag. Definitely go hit them up. The swag is sick. I love this sweatshirt. It's got a cool design on the back. Fuck, throw it up. You guys can see my back. Turn it back. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, definitely go get it. Tons of good swag. I love this stuff. It's very comfortable. I got a couple polos as well. Matt's got a shirt. I got a hat. I don't know where the hat is, but yeah, no, I got a hat. We got some cool stuff from them. Those guys are the best. Shout out my mom for picking that stuff out because she's the best. But yeah, no. So definitely go again. Code Chirp City, 15% off, and you'll get some swag from them. So, boys. How's everybody doing? Checking in with the fellas. I know, the group chat's been wild. Maddie's fired up. Willie's happier than ever, or happier than he's been in the last couple of years. Jar Jar doesn't know how to feel. I'm miserable. So, we got a lot of stuff to get into today. A lot of fun stuff to talk about. Where do we begin? There's so many things. What I'm thinking is we'll kind of go team by team. I got a list here, and we'll kind of just go through each team and kind of just talk about, everything that's been going on. Obviously you have the big guns. Barkley's gone. Big Kirko is in Atlanta. There's big, big names to talk about, but, I don't want to shell any one team too short here. So I'm thinking, what do you guys think? We'll go through one team at a time and kind of talk it over. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, let's just talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers the whole show,
Yeah, should we just jump right in and just it could be a Steelers jerk off session, give them a little rub and tug, Robert Kraft style, and just get right into it. I think is that how we're gonna do it here today?
Why waste any time?
All right, you know what? We'll throw Willie a bone, and we'll start in the NFC North or the AFC North, and we'll just give a little double-hander, double wrister to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll start it off. He's got his Pittsburgh
sweatshirt on. There's been a lot of
on.
action going on. I saw J-Bo, or what's that? Jameis Winston just signed with the Browns. There's been a lot of stuff going on in that division.
There's been a ton of stuff. So that's what we'll do. We'll go through each division. We'll go through the teams, the big trades going on in that group, and we'll break it down because there's a lot of stuff to get to. So we'll throw Willie a bone, and we'll get right into it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've made the couple of the biggest splashes so far with their double quarterback, looking like a double quarter pounder with cheese in that quarterback room over there. So we got Russell Wilson. So we'll start with Russell Wilson because one thing I thought was interesting with Russell was that the day prior he was with the Giants. And now a report came out today, and for all you Daniel Jones haters out there, you're going to love this. The report is that he was ready to sign with the Giants, but because the Giants front office and coaching staff wouldn't guarantee the starting job to Russell and said that there's no guarantee that he'd play over Daniel Jones, Russell moved on and went somewhere else. That's per NBC. So that's not like some Twitter crazy guy. That's per NBC said that the front office and coaching staff of the New York Giants couldn't guarantee Russell Wilson a starting job, and that's why he moved on.
For $1 million, how did the Giants not start him for the first half of the season for free?
Because Daniel Jones is our guy.
You're crazy.
Daniel still works out though.
Daniel Jones is our dude.
In Russ's favor, I think it works out better that he's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll get to the dumpster fire of the Giants, but yeah, no, Russell Wilson, I'm sure is happy. So he signed a 1-year deal, league minimum, so he's getting paid dirt. It's kind of like a prove it year for him, I guess. He is older.
But he got his money from the Broncos. They already had to pay him.
Yeah,
They
he
have
did.
to
He
pay
did get
him.
his big cash from the
He
Browns.
ain't a broke boy for the season.
Oh
but
no, please. I mean, Russell's made a lot of
the
money
AFC
throughout
West
his career.
is paying him.
he's made a lot of money throughout his career. But yeah, so Russell Wilson signs the 1-year deal with the Steelers. And then, the Steelers made a couple of other big pickups here. Van Jefferson.
Yeah,
He signs with the Steelers. Montravius Adams re-signed a 2-year deal. He's a big defensive tackle there. So, they make a couple smaller moves. And then the big splash, I would say, for the Steelers. And Willie, you could jump in at any time. The big splash was the absolute robbery of the Chicago Bears from the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers robbed them in broad daylight. It was a complete robbery. Steelers acquired Justin Fields in exchange for a day 3 pick in 2025. This guy, Justin Fields, was a franchise quarterback. He was supposed to be the guy in Chicago. Granted, he didn't have that, great years. He had an okay year last year, but to be honest, I can't put it all entirely on him. I mean, the Bears all around were a disgrace. They had no front line. They had no weapons around Justin Fields. It was kind of Justin Fields on this island. And now
he finally got more. He finally got more last year and actually played well. Like DJ Moore was a good receiver.
They won 8 games. They won 8 games. Like they weren't awful. Yeah. They weren't abysmal last year. And for the Steelers to just rob the Bears in plain sight, just right in the middle of the day, here's a day 3 pick, shitters. We're gonna take your guy because they're all in on the Caleb Williams train. Willie, you may have your quarterback of the future.
Dude, I hope he plays well because I even said it last year. When our boy Millie picked him up in fantasy, I was like, and people were kind of ranking on him. I was like, dude, I think Fields is gonna have a good year with Moore. I think he's a good quarterback. I mean, he's a dual threat. What's actually crazy about the Fields story is the morning before that he got signed. So he got signed. It was a Saturday morning, or it was a Saturday afternoon because Saturday morning I was talking to my dad about how we're picking up these guys like Queen and Russ, and I'm like, we're making moves here. I think we got rid of Deontay Johnson before.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson. Yeah, he's out.
We were talking about all these moves they were making. And my dad's like, but what are we going to do about, the future of our quarterbacks? And, who's going to be our backup? And he's, asking this shit. And I'm like, Dad, we're going to go sign Justin Fields. I'm not worried about it, all right? We're going to have, the best quarterback duo in the league. We're going to have them both on the field at the same time for certain plays. And he was laughing. He was like, we're not going to go get Fields. We just got Russ. Because he was upset we got rid of Rudolph, and then we traded Kenny Pickett. And he's like, who's our backup going to be? We got rid of Trubisky. So he's like, we go from 3 decent quarterbacks to 1 old vet. He's like, what if he gets hurt? Who's our backup going to be? The season's over. Same day.
We go
and sign Fields. Hours later, I'm bartending. Rob walks up to me. He goes, Willie, the Steelers just got Fields. I go, get the fuck out of here. I was just telling my dad this morning we're going to sign Fields. I was fucking around. I was literally kidding. And the same day they signed him. So I was hyped because I like Fields. I like him on the Bears.
Well,
I think he's I think he's a
when free agency was originally starting, I thought it was known that Fields was expected to go to the Steelers. That was the big prediction.
Said, though.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was both.
Right.
It was one of the
I
other.
didn't think so either. I thought that plan was out the window.
I was half kidding, but in the back of my head, I said that just because who is our backup going to be? We got rid of all 3 of our quarterbacks that we had last year, and now we have this guy on a 1-year deal who's 35. What if he goes and pulls an Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
gets hurt the first game. Who are we playing? Some guy off the street?
Well,
inside Fields.
Yeah, I agree. I remember talking to Matt about that in the car. I was like, yeah, they just Kenny Pickett just went to the Eagles. I was like, who the hell is the Steeler backup? I was like, who was there? They ran Trubisky out of town. He got ran literally out of town. Ran out
immediately.
And then Rudolph, he has a great end of the year last year, and unfortunately he ran into Josh Allen in Buffalo. It is what it is. And then he leaves, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's Kenny Pickett and nobody else. And then Kenny Pickett's gone.
Dude, I couldn't believe it, honestly. I
The
couldn't
same
believe it.
day,
So,
Russ. I see the meme all the time on TikTok. Russell Wilson. Yeah, as soon as I signed with the Steelers, I texted Kenny. I was like, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna work hard. You could literally go look up on TikTok. Like they've been making like the simultaneous TikToks. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna work hard every day. Put our best foot forward. God's with us. Giving like the whole pep talk in front of the media. And then it goes. It was like 12:30 to like 2:45. Breaking news: Steelers trade quarterback Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's just like, oh my gosh! Like I saw it, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. But yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was just like, who the hell is going to be the backup? Like I thought this was over, and then in just broad daylight, just theft
yeah, it
from
was
the
crazy,
Pittsburgh
bro.
Steelers.
I couldn't believe it.
So
Dude, Pat Queen.
Yeah,
Pat Queen.
that's
a huge
the thing I'm
signing.
most excited about because our defense may be the best in the league now.
Yep.
The one thing we've been missing is
One of the best
linebacker.
young linebackers. One of the
Yeah, dude.
best young,
Yeah, everybody's
top
talking
tier.
about Justin Fields and Russ. Bro, Pat Queen is like gonna
Yeah.
complete that
Oh,
defense.
yeah.
We have a superstar in every position. now.
Highsmith,
Yeah.
Watt.
Pat Queen,
And
3 years, $41 million signed. Like that was a huge. That was a
You're
massive.
getting
pickup.
him right
We're
in
gonna
his
be like the
best,
Niners defense
absolute
now,
best.
bro. We have people at every single position. We got Joey
There's
Porter
depth,
Jr. in his
yeah.
second year. He had a good rookie season.
Mhm.
We got Minka still. We got Watt in like the best years he's ever gonna have are gonna be these couple years coming up. I
Yeah.
hope as long as he stays healthy.
Well, I mean, he could have been
Cam
defensive
Hayward is
player
like
of the
a
year
vet.
last year.
He's gonna be the leader of that team. Really, to be honest, it's gonna be Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt are gonna be the leader.
And
of
you
that team.
got you just got another cornerback too, because Peterson's probably taken off, but you did just get a cornerback in exchange for Deontay Johnson. You got Dante Jackson, who's
Mhm.
actually pretty solid too.
He's
Yeah,
not
I
bad.
mean,
He's
they
better
have-
than,
I mean, you get it.
they
you're not
signed
losing anything.
Deshaun
You lose
Elliott.
Peterson, but you don't lose anything. You get a younger cornerback.
They got Deshaun Elliott to a
And right
2-year
around the same
deal.
skill.
Miles Kilbrew to a
fired up,
2-year
bro.
deal. Cameron Johnston signed a 3-year contract. And then Chris Kunitz almost. Chris Kuntz re-signed on a 3-year deal as well. So you re-upped, and then Dante Jackson, acquired in a trade with the Panthers. Like you said, for Deontay Johnson, which we'll get to the Panthers eventually. But I mean, the Steelers are stacked defensively on the and that's what they've been known for in their big years where they've won. I mean, their defense has been unbelievable back in the James Harrison, Troy Polamalu days. So the
Yeah.
Steelers love that
Tomlin-
hard-nosed defensive team.
Tomlin loves playing defense against teams, bro.
Yeah.
And his whole coaching, ever since he's been there, the only years we had bad defenses, of course, were when Big Ben and AB and
Yeah, I mean,
Juju,
Le'Veon,
and-
yeah.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Bro, they were putting up like 30 points a game, and we're getting 40 points scored on us because James Harrison was old.
Yeah.
We just didn't have a good defense in those couple years. But in the late 2000s and then like the last couple years, it's all defense.
Right.
So if we could finally get a good offense going with that defense, I think we're gonna be fucking gross. I hope.
No, I agree. I mean, I think if you're a Steeler fan, you got to feel good right now. You got to feel good. I mean, you got a really top 5 defense in the league. You could debated like top 3. Very, very good defense. You got 2 quarterbacks, 2 very capable quarterbacks. You don't have a guy with the glove back there anymore.
We got 2 good running backs too.
2
bro.
good running
People
backs.
Sleep on Warren. Warren's gross.
No, Warren is gross, and Warren had a big
Oh,
second half of the year. He had a big second half of the year last year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So if he can like take some of the load off of Najee, and Najee,
You're probably gonna draft a lineman too. Like you're looking at right tackles. I think it was right.
Yeah.
It's either a right
Yeah.
tackle or a left tackle. And
I'm
you
just
have a
happy
solid
with how we're
pick for
doing it.
him.
I mean, I think we're finally making the moves that need to be made. The last couple years, going into the season, last year we're going into the season with Kenny and Trubisky. I mean, how excited can you get? What's the ceiling going to be? Probably not too high. You just hope to make the playoffs. Now it's like all of a sudden you make these moves, and I'm thinking we're going to definitely make the playoffs as long as everybody stays healthy. So it's just a different feeling. We're making moves that we need to make finally.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I mean, if you're a Steeler fan, you got to feel good right now. The outlook is very high. You got to feel great. And I mean, any last thoughts, Jar Jar? Any thoughts on any of the Steelers moves?
No, this Patrick Queen one's big though.
Yeah.
This is big for the Steelers.
Right from the Ravens too.
Yeah, I know.
From
Right
the
from the enemy.
rival.
I love the
Everybody's switching up
tweets.
now.
The tweets from like the players, like, oh man, like now, like
Dude,
I gotta
the
blow your
AFC
head
North
off.
is,
Yeah,
like-
I know.
Everybody was switching up, but
That's gonna
whatever.
be very
Okay.
entertaining. But yeah, like Steelers, free agency right now. If I had to give them a grade, it would easily be an A. They're feeling good right now. Like they got a great defense, like we've been talking about. You got to be happy about that. Moving on from those guys staying in the division. I mean, going to the Browns now. So the Browns, I thought one of the biggest things, kind of, brushed off was the chase out of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco. Yeah. Big Joe Schmo is chased out of there. They picked up Tyler Huntley, the backup for Lamar. So now Lamar is basically without a backup. But they signed Rudolph now, so I guess Pittsburgh made the trade there. But I mean, so you got Tyler Huntley signed as a free agent contract with the Browns, no extension for him. Jameis Winston gets signed to a 1-year deal, $4 million deal as a backup quarterback there. I mean, big signings here though too for the Browns. I thought was in the running back game. I mean, you got Donta Foreman and Hines from. I think they signed Hines. He was originally with the Colts, and then
and
he
they
went.
Still keep forward.
Yeah,
they still keep forward too.
They signed some big guys
capable.
for running back to be behind Jonathan Taylor, right?
They're less than. No. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Depends when he's back.
Yes. And now, I think the biggest splash, though, that the Browns made and that everybody's kind of scratching their head at was the Jerry Jeudy contract. I mean, Jerry Jeudy,
contract,
3-year deal, 3-year deal, $58 million with a $41 million guarantee. So this guy,
so much better than him.
I mean, this guy stinks. Like he was never very good. And he didn't have any great seasons with the Broncos. Like this is a crazy contract. This is a crazy contract.
He never was having he may have had a couple good games in a couple years, but I mean, Portland was a better receiver on that team, in my opinion.
I mean, everything that I've seen on Twitter is everybody's just like, how does this guy leave the Broncos after having mediocre years?
Do you think he gets? Because I'm almost sure his contract and Ridley's contract were really, really close. I think that's an estimate. I'm almost
Calvin
sure
Ridley.
of it, though. I think
Calvin Ridley.
$4 million, 90.
Calvin Ridley got 92 mil.
Yeah, what did?
But the
Jerry
guarantee is the same. So the guarantee. So Jerry Jeudy got 58 million with 41 guaranteed.
Okay.
And Ridley got 92 million, but he got 50 million guaranteed.
Yeah,
so the guaranteed's kind of the same, but
I just thought that money's crazy for Jeudy.
But Calvin, I mean, Jerry Jeudy, wasn't he the guy that Shannon Sharp was making fun of last year? Who was the guy on NFL Network that was making fun of Jerry Jeudy? And then on the sidelines, Jerry Jeudy was like, "Don't talk to me, bro. I know you make fun of me. I know." He was getting his head on the sidelines. It was either an NFL Network guy or an Amazon Prime guy. I got to pull up the story because I remember it being a big thing before one of the Thursday night games. He's like, "Don't talk to me. You shit on me." Because he was saying how Jerry Jeudy was a very average receiver, not very good. He can't get open. And now Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be this all-star route runner, and he was going to be open all the time. And all of a sudden, Russ can only find Sutton the whole season.
Yeah. Jerry Jeudy never got open. I am just shocked that he got this massive contract but now, thinking about it, the Browns really don't have anybody else because they released Michael Gallup. So Michael Gallup's gone. Who else is there?
No, the Browns had they didn't have they have Amari Cooper.
No, I thought they released Amari Cooper.
No.
Amari Cooper's still there?
No, Amari's still there. I'm almost sure of that.
No. They gave Jerry Jeudy a $58 million deal with Amari Cooper and Njoku. Isn't Njoku young though too, isn't he?
Yeah, Njoku's young.
Yeah, so he's gonna be up for an extension.
I got a website that I use.
He's gonna be up for an extension.
Flacco was finding him. I can't believe they got rid of Flacco that quick because it's all about chemistry.
Yeah.
Njoku's been invisible the last couple of seasons because they got these quarterbacks that can't find the guy. Finally, Flacco's throwing his way, and Njoku's ripping off 20-yard receptions every drive. I mean, were we watching the same games last year? How did they get rid of Flacco this quick? I know he's old, but it's like
Winston demanded it. Winston demanded to get rid of Flacco.
Watson. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think
Watson.
Deshaun Watson like didn't want him in the room. Like, because
Dude,
Deshaun Watson is the guy. Like, that's their, they brought him in.
Flacco is said to not be a good leader. Like, he does not want to be a mentor role.
Right.
That's why he was out of Baltimore.
Like, he doesn't want. Yeah.
I'm sure he was going to get the back seat again in Cleveland and wasn't going to be a fan of that.
I know he's old.
They probably had some stock, so a little bit, whatever they got in compensation for him. I don't know what it was, but it couldn't be much.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Flacco proved, I feel like, to everybody that he still got it last year. So to see him
off the couch. I mean,
are you really trusting Watson that much? Has Watson proven that he's like that guy?
He's hardly played. He's hardly played the last two years.
There's a reason they went and signed 2 quarterbacks.
Bro, he was like my most hated guy in the league when I was younger because the Steelers played Baltimore every year. So I used to hate Flacco, but last year I'm like watching him. I'm like, this guy could still play as the same as he used to. Like, they got to the playoffs with the guy, and he was playing well.
I genuinely think though that this is a top 5 roster in football. Like I think it's a top 5 complete roster in football.
Yeah, they're gross.
Like if you look at the entire team from their O-line stacked. Now you have Cooper, who I just checked, he's staying. Cooper, Judy, Njoku, all those 4 backs. They have a stacked defense. They have some of the best cornerbacks in the league.
Yeah, their defense is stacked. Darius Smith re-signed to a 2-year deal.
It really depends on that the quarterback.
They got defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett.
Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett.
He's fantastic, but there's one player better.
Dude, TJ Watt getting stuff for I mean, we talked about it. That was an outrageous stiff arm from the league. But the league is an embarrassment, and we don't need to get go into it too much. Yeah. But I mean, that was crazy. But yeah, I mean, the Browns on paper. I mean, between that division is pretty heavy hitting. Like, that's going to be a really heavy-hitting division. Between them, the Ravens, the Steelers now are legit. The Bengals are finishing 4th in that division, and we're going to get to the Bengals, but they're finishing fucking 4th in that division. The Bengals are ass, and we're going to get to them. Shout out Jar 3. Like, your guys are going to get shit on.
Higgins. They may lose Boyd. Like, who are they going to have on offense now, bro? They're losing.
They lost T, Tyler, Joe.
Yep.
They did get Trent. They got Trent Brown, so that's gonna help. That's gonna give Joe a little bit more time and help their run game.
Their run game to nobody though.
No, they just got. I mean, Zach Moss had a pretty good year last year.
Zach Moss did. He did have a good year.
He had a solid year.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, he's gonna be a good fill-in back. He's not something to wow about, but he's solid.
But who's gonna be their guy?
That's what. Yeah.
Chase.
No. I mean, like at running back. How do they get rid of
Zach
Mixon?
Moss? I think is what they're betting on.
They got rid of Mixon's gone.
Zach Moss.
What are they doing?
Basically, I mean, it was crazy because Jonathan Taylor didn't start the year last year because of the contract negotiation and everything, and Zach Moss was the guy. And I remember because I'm a loser and I lost to Kenzie in fucking fantasy football because she had Zach Moss run for like 500 yards on my face, but. I mean, Zach Moss was the Colts' guy last year for a better part of the year, and he had an unbelievable year.
His numbers in comparison to Jonathan Taylor's, and you can't really tell that big of a difference.
Yeah.
If you just didn't look at the splits.
No, I 100% agree.
Because I don't really know why they couldn't re-sign him or what it was like. Why
he was up?
I don't know. Probably money.
He was up. And they didn't want to pay him. I don't know what their cap looks like. I know they have a lot of their cap invested in their offensive line, which I mean they don't have an offensive line showing worthy of that cap number, but they have a lot of their money invested in the offensive line, and I just don't think that they had the money to pay him what he wanted. Now, is he signed anywhere else?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he signed in Houston with
Houston?
everybody else.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. He did go to Houston.
Houston's gonna be gross.
Houston's going to be gross, too. Yeah, we're going to get to those
Yeah,
guys.
we'll call that shifting into the Bengals out of Cleveland because we got a whole lot of teams, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we'll shift right into Cincinnati.
moving into Cincinnati here. So they franchise tagged T. Higgins, excuse me. They franchise tagged T. Higgins, and that's worth $21 million. Is the franchise tag pay? Is 21 mil. Immediately after getting franchise tagged, he requested a trade.
That's what I've been sitting here. I'm like, no, he's not on that team. Yeah.
So he immediately requested a trade. He said he no longer wants to be in Cincinnati. He wanted a long-term deal. The Bengals couldn't guarantee him a long-term deal. He wants to move on. So he wants out. So what the Bengals go and do is they sign Trenton Irwin to a 1-year, $2 million deal. They signed Mike Gitsy from Miami for a 1 year. Tanner Hudson re-signed. They re-signed all of their tight ends. Drew Sample also re-signed to a 3-year deal, so they must have
they just got
hopes for this guy. Yep, Gesicki. Yep, Mike Gesicki. Yep, he's got that 1-year deal. Then they signed some offensive linemen. So they have Trent Brown, who they signed to a 1-year deal. Guard Cody Ford, they signed to a 1-year deal. And then they got a defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins. They went and signed him to a 2-year deal.
You lose DJ Reader, that wipes that.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure what their offensive plans are. I'm not sure what the health of Joe Burrow looks like. I mean, the guy can't stay on the field, which is a major concern.
I think they're dipping into the draft.
It's a major concern when your guy can't stay healthy.
He's like Watson, dude.
He can't stay on the field.
Just don't know how to be safe. I don't know what it is. These guys get hurt every year. Watson, even on Houston, Watson would get hurt, and now Burrow's having the same problem.
The guy is hurt all the time.
4 years, he's missed half of his games.
He's been we were just talking about it in the car, Matt. He's 4 years. He's played 1 full season out of 4 years. One full year.
That's a problem, dude. That's a serious problem. When you pay him that much, too.
Yeah.
Build around the guy, and he can't be on the field.
The guy got the highest paid quarterback in the league, and literally the next practice he was out.
I think if he doesn't make that run, it's a lot different.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna discredit a playoff run from somebody.
Well, he makes that run, and then the next year he has a great year. Granted, he was hurt that year, but then he had a great year again when he played against Kansas City in the AFC game. I mean, he's had great years. Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow is a fantastic quarterback, one of the best in college. He's come in the league. He's had great success. He went to a Super Bowl. I mean, but it's a problem when your number one guy, the guy that you investing your franchise in, is hurt all the time. And you have to have some concern now where you're going into year 5. He's played 1 full complete year out of the first 4. You're going into year 5. There has to be some doubt, I'm sure, in the Cincinnati front office. Is this guy going to be able to stay healthy this year? And I'm sure that's why they're not rushing to load the gun. It's because they're like, this guy can't stay on the field.
And they saw when he is hurt and not hurt to the point where he can't play. When he's hurt and he's trying to play through it, he's like a bottom 5 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
You remember the first couple weeks last year? They were like one of the worst offenses. They were getting 7 points a game.
Getting smoked. And they were favorites in all of those games. Heavy favorites.
But he can't play when he's just a little bit hurt. I understand. I'm pretty sure it was his leg, right? He couldn't.
Yeah, his calf. He had a calf strain, yep.
But that happens to a lot of quarterbacks, and they could still play through it and play fine. That happened to Big Ben all the fucking time, bro. I could tell you that. He was hurt a lot, and he would play through it all, and he would still get hundreds of yards and play fine. But Burrow, dude, he's putting up field goals. He couldn't even get a touchdown when he's got a calf injury.
Mm-hmm.
He can still throw the ball. He just wasn't playing the same.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. But the Bengals have some concern there for sure. So moving on, we're gonna jump over to the Ravens really quick. I mean, biggest signing for the Ravens clearly Derrick Henry, 2 years, $16 million deal. Big grab for the Ravens. The Ravens immediately shot up to top 3 in Super Bowl favorites. I mean, they're right there. Nelson Aguilar signed a 1-year extension. He's back. They reassured their defensive line, signing Justin Matabuke. He
Yeah,
re-signed.
he just had a great year.
He re-signed for a
Great
4-year. Brent
like
Urban
Flowers, too.
re-signed.
Flowers is good this year. He was
Yeah.
a rookie last year. People forget that. But Flowers is good.
Flowers is good.
Flowers is great.
I mean, if you're a Ravens
They're
fan,
probably going to grab another target too in this draft.
oh, yeah, I agree. That's
They only have
exactly what
3
I would do.
roster. I'm pretty sure they have 3 decently rostered, like
Receivers.
on the field capable receivers.
But you got to remember,
but it looks like they're dropping it.
Lamar can't throw. So you got to remember. I mean, how much faith do you put in the receivers
They have
when he can't
good
throw the
backs
ball?
though.
We are
Too.
back.
Yeah, I mean,
They have good young
we're
backs.
so back.
Feels
Like,
good to hear that.
Lamar can't fucking play quarterback. So how much faith could you put into your receivers when he got to
He
run the
gets
ball?
rattled in those big games, man. His playoff record is not good.
His ass.
It's still not
It's
good.
ass when he can't win in the playoffs. But listen, we'll see. They're right now they have I think the second best odds to win the Super Bowl next year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The great Lamar. But I mean, there's nothing really too much to talk about. Derrick Henry was their big signing, 2-year deal. That was one of the big free agent running backs in the market. He's gone to Baltimore, which everybody pretty much expected. I saw a lot of people just saying he's going to go to Baltimore. He's going to go play with Lamar. He's that's going to be a dynamic offense. Let's see what happens. I mean,
Losing Patrick Queen is going to hurt that defense a lot.
it is going to hurt that. They're going to have to score a lot of points.
Their defense was good last year, man.
Yeah.
And he was a big man.
They had a top. We gotta keep in mind they did have a top. This is only. They're definitely going to be a different defense, but it's not going to be a huge drop off. They were a top 3 defense.
They were.
I mean, they look like shit in the playoffs, but they are rostered top 3 throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
No, they were a great defense.
Yeah.
They were a
but-
good team last year, for sure. Which when you
But
don't,
yeah, you
when
take
you're
somebody
Ravens
right
fan
out of the
and you don't
middle.
win last year with that roster, you start to think like, all right, what else did we need last year?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
You really can't figure it out at that point. You had
Yeah.
Mark Andrews back. You've got your guy.
their one
You had
answer was
best
Derrick
defense.
Henry.
Yeah,
That
well,
was the
maybe
only
that's
thing,
what they
yeah.
felt like they were missing as a running back. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
They're still, that division's going to be gross.
now what happens to J.K. Dobbins? Is he out now? Like, is he gone?
He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Yeah, I mean
Free
that's a
agent
big.
hasn't got signed.
The poor guy. He's another one that just couldn't stay healthy. He was supposed to be a big deal running back for them. He had spurts of greatness, and that guy just can't stay on the field either.
Another guy, Kareem Hunt from the Browns, we went through the Browns, so I'm bringing him up. But he's another free agent that people could sign right now.
Yeah, and he's a good back. He doesn't get a lot of respect,
Both of them.
Kareem Hunt, but I think he's a great back. I think he
So
gets
do
it
I.
done in the big moments. So I like Kareem Hunt.
He's great.
All right, moving on there, Ravens. You gotta feel great about that. We're just jumping through the teams that are fantastic, but this is a team that we're gonna have to spend a few seconds on, and shout out to all those diehards out there, the Jets, Jets. Holy shit, folks. The best Jet team ever assembled is what the Jet fans are saying. I've been listening to spurts of New York radio. The best Jet team ever assembled on paper is this Jet team coming up. Wide receiver Mike Williams signed a 1-year deal from the Chargers, Matty's boy. They go out. They sign 2 big deal offensive tackles. They trade for Morgan Moses from the Ravens. They bring him on board. They sign Tyron Smith to a 1-year deal. They shore up that offensive line, give their vice president quarterback some support back there. And I mean, this is the Jet team of destiny, is it not, fellas? Jets.
This team, their success is literally, if this team stays healthy, they're making a run.
Team stays healthy.
But it literally, you have Tyron, who could barely play. The guy I don't think he's played a full season the past 4. Mike Williams, I love Mike. You throw the ball up, Mike will go get it. But he can't stay on the field. You're paying $15 million for 9 games. If they can stay on the field, grab another. And I think we could get into this topic. The Jets drafting a backup in the top 10 to back up for an injury-prone. No, they want to back up Tyron.
Yes, yep.
Is fucking insane. You don't do that with a 10 pick. You don't. You trade out then.
I mean,
Dude.
so this is what I'm thinking, right?
But it's all dependent on their injury.
As somebody who's followed the Jets, my whole life I followed the Jets. I've listened to the fan for years. I've heard all of the cries of the Jet fans and the Sanchez days, and then they brought in Brett Favre days. Like I've heard all of the Jets. I mean, I've heard Jets Jets for years. I heard on the radio the other day from this the guy Evan on WFAN, great show. He said best Jet team ever assembled. I'm saying today on March 20th, 2024. I did this last year too. Today, March 20th, 2024, the Jets will not make the playoffs. I'm saying it right here today. They won't make the playoffs. The Jets have a culture problem. They can bring on as much personnel as they want, but they have a culture problem on that team. The culture of that organization, they need an exorcism in that organization. That's what they need. They need an exorcism in that organization.
That's the way to put it.
This fucking guy, Aaron Rodgers, is such a cocksucker. He all year long he's hurt. And he's going on Pat McAfee. And he's talking all this. Then he's back from injury. Oh, I may come back. He doesn't come back. The Jets are out of it. It's like, all right, he doesn't want to come back. Now he's talking about being Vice President Rodgers. Robert Kennedy wants him to reach out to the young people and be Vice President Rodgers. And he's tweeting about how the Sandy Hook was a conspiracy. And now there's a whole controversy about, Aaron Rodgers is a Sandy Hook non-believer. Like, this fucking team. And in the midst of it all, their franchise guy that they wanted to, who they've abused over the last 2 years in Zach Wilson, is free to go talk to other teams. Like, these fucking guys are a mess. And like Maddie said, they go out, and they're like, we're going to re-up this roster. They signed Tyron Smith, who hardly has played any games. They signed Mike Williams, who's an injury-prone guy. So an injury-ridden team goes and signs 2 guys who are majorly injury-prone, and all the Jet fans are like, here we go. This is our time. This is our year. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. They are not going to make the playoffs again. They have a serious culture problem in that locker room. They've had it forever. They've had it since Joe Namath, back in the day, Super Bowl III. They've had a fucking problem. And going and signing all these injury guys, and they're coming in. Poor Garrett Wilson is going to be fucking bitching and moaning on Twitter again this year. Him and Sauce. They're going to be playing Warzone during playoff time again together. Like, it's just... Like, I don't foresee an amazing Jet season. I just don't. This screams to me Band-Aids over a fucking, a severed artery.
Listen, Los, I couldn't agree more. Like, you put it perfectly. It's a culture problem. I feel like the Cowboys have that.
They have a problem too. They have a problem too.
You're right, dude. Their minds are never in the right spot because they're not a team that is used to having any success. So they're used to their problems every year.
They're the Mets.
Not making the playoffs. And when you have that type of energy in that locker room and in that organization, shit just builds on top of it. Like, you need to be going in with championship thoughts when you have a roster like that, and then all of a sudden people start getting hurt, you start losing a couple games, and you saw it last year, dude. Like, you can't say just because Rodgers got hurt is why they didn't make the playoffs. They just had problems all around. Their defense looked good.
Aaron Rodgers,
they just can't find a way to win games, dude.
Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old. He's 42 years old. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2012. He's 42 years old. Don't come to me and tell me the best Jet fucking team of all time is headlined by 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers. You're out of your mind. He's fucking 42. It's over. That train is done. You're going to put that fucking guy back out there again, and when he gets fucking crushed week 1, it's going to be like, fuck this. I'm fucking done. He is a mental case. He was on Pat McAfee once a day last year. He has no interest in getting back on the gridiron. That fucking guy is checked. I'm telling you, he's fucking checked. He wants to get high and fucking go on TV, and now he wants to be Vice President Rogers. Like, he has no interest in getting back on the gridiron and fucking going and getting his ass kicked. I'm telling you, that's bullshit. But I will tell you this, and Matt was with me. The coach called it. Sam Hartman is going to be a New York Jet. Sam Hartman, quarterback of Notre Dame, will be the future of the New York Jets. Mark my words today. He will be the quarterback of the future. They're gonna get him in a late round, and that'll be their guy of the future. But don't fucking come to me, Jet fans, and tell me this is our year, 42 years old. This is the year. We got Mike Williams. We re-upped our offensive line. Don't fucking give me that. This fucking guy can't stay healthy. And like Matty said, like, you went and paid that guy all that money, and then you're going to go sign an offensive tackle in the draft? With your top 10 pick?
But, like, dude, it drives me insane that they want to draft unless they have somebody that maybe could slide to a guard spot or something, and at least you make use of him and you let him fucking play. You don't draft the top 10 to back somebody up that's injury prone. You don't do that.
Like,
nah, I don't know.
I agree. They should get a backup. They should get a quarterback.
But when has Aaron Rodgers ever thrown to a tight end? Yeah. He was never great with tight ends. He never tossed to him much. So, I mean, the only target is Bowers that, like, it looks like they would have a shot at.
Yeah.
They're not going for another receiver. It's either Bowers or a lineman.
I don't foresee this team being the Jet team of destiny. This doesn't scream to me like this is our year. And all the Jet fans are riling up. They're loading the guns. They're like, this is our time. Jets, Jets. This is it. And we're gonna come back, and it'll be late December, and I'll be hearing the calls on the fan. This fucking team, Robert Saleh's an asshole. Fucking, like, it'll be. I'll hear all the calls again, and it'll be deja vu.
Why do you bring up the fan? At this point, it's like a tradition in my life, where every single fall I help my dad like blow leaves when the leaves are falling, and I got the headphones on and I just listen to the Jets fans calling up, "What the fuck are we gonna do? Like, we're supposed to." It's great. So I hope I could keep listening to that. It's great. I've been listening to the same shit since I was 15 years old, blowing leaves. We fucking suck. We were supposed to be good. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, the best is when they got Zach Wilson. He was supposed to be their big guy, you know, like number 2 pick.
Number 2 overall.
All the hype.
Number 2 overall. Go talk to other teams.
Rodgers last year, in which I thought they were going to be good. I was busting chops saying Rodgers was going to get hurt. I didn't think he was going to be 4 snaps in. So it's just like you said, it's a culture problem. They got to get an exorcism. They're fucked over.
I seriously
think even when they drafted number 2 quarterback, they still suck. I mean, what are they going to do? I don't know.
Like, I seriously think that's what they need. I really think that culture just, like, that team just needs God to save them.
I don't know. Those fans are I feel bad for them, bro. They're so delusional. They think they're going to be good, and they just drive themselves crazy. But,
yeah. I don't know. The Jets, you know, that's a head scratcher. Maddie, what do you got anything there on the Jets? I mean, you hear the stuff that I hear sometimes when I play the fan. You know how the Jet fans are.
I don't see anything good for the Jets. I think, you know, coming as a soccer fan, like, you just need to cut your losses. Like, I know it's like set up differently. It's not a business over here. It's a franchise. So cut your losses and move. Find a new city. Find better fans.
Get out of New York.
Just get out of there.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Get out of New York. Like, you're clearly not cutting it. You know, like, find somewhere better. You know, maybe give Montreal a team or something. I know they're Canadian, but they wouldn't be the first Canadian team in a U.S. sport. So send them up north.
I mean, I think, you know, there's only so much you could do with the Jets. I just, you know, I just don't see the hype, the greatness of this is the Jets year, this is the time, this is deja vu. I've heard it every year. I've heard it every fucking year. This is our time. This is the change. This is what we needed. And I know what's coming. And I don't understand how the Jet fans don't know what's coming. I mean, you got to think that they do know. Like, you got to think that at some point they're like, yeah, we know. Like, we know what's coming. Like, at least, I mean, sometimes the Met fans like are like, yeah, like, whatever. Like, we're the Mets. Like, we know we're ass. Like, I mean, like, it's just, but the Jet fans are just like, fuck that. We got fucking Aaron Rodgers. It's like, fuck you. Like, Aaron Rodgers sucks. I just, like, for Christ's sake, he hasn't been good in fucking years. He fucking loses in the playoffs all the time, and it's everybody else's fault around him. Like, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been to a Super Bowl since fucking 2013. And he's Jesus Christ superstar, Aaron Rodgers? Like,
I'd love to see them compete though, and like I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs, but I'd love to see them be decent. So, it hypes them up, and I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers and the Jets play at least a little decent and not get hurt.
I want to see him healthy, see what they could do.
Yeah, I want to see what they could do.
I want to see what they could do.
Guys just falling over, fucking getting hurt.
All those boys on the field, I want to see what they could do, and I think they would do well if they were on the field. I think they all on the field. I
just want to see what Aaron Rodgers could do still. With all this hype around him, we didn't get a fair chance to see that last year.
It's the hard part is all at once with that squad.
Yeah. Let's keep talking that division, though. Let's move on to, the Bills.
Oh, we're going right to the Bills. So we got the Bills here. So Mitch Trubisky ran out of town in Pittsburgh, literally chased. Willie would tell the stories about how they wanted to just hang this guy in the center of Pittsburgh. He was chased out of there.
And they were giving away Mitch Trubisky jerseys for free. And that was when he was still playing. Kenny Pickett had never even started an NFL game yet, and they were giving away Trubisky jerseys to people that didn't have jerseys to just go wear a Steelers jersey into the game. It was free. Like, not even 99 cents. They were just giving them out. And then that game I went to, the whole fucking place is booing them. I don't even remember. Oh, we were playing the Jets.
Yeah, you were
the whole
playing.
Place booed him out of the game. We booed him out of the game, bro. I was one of those people. I said, "Fuck Trubisky." We're screaming it from the bleachers. I'm in the nosebleed.
I remember that video.
And Kenny Pickett runs on the field to start the third quarter. We're throwing shit in the air like we just won the Super Bowl. We got half the stadium in their free Trubisky jerseys, and the guy's sitting on the sideline with the iPad, like just not even looking at the game. We lost the game, but it was a great memory.
Probably watching Netflix.
That's how bad we hated that guy.
Angry Birds.
Yeah, he's on Zillow looking for apartments. How to get out of there? But yeah, so QB Mitch Trubisky signs a 2-year deal to back up Josh Allen next year in Buffalo. Buffalo's got another problem too, and we're gonna get to them. So they signed Curtis Samuel to a 3-year deal right after they lose Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis heads out. He goes to Jacksonville, and they go and sign Curtis Samuel, who was from the Commanders. Now, I've been reading, and you can go look at his Twitter account, and it seems to me like Diggs wants out of there in Buffalo. Like
I keep seeing
he wants to leave.
I keep seeing the Chargers fans trying to get the Chargers to lobby for him, or lobbying for him in any way possible, any capability. I don't know if they even have the possible, but I see the comments all the time.
See,
I know he's on the market.
Yeah, like you have this offense who is supposed to be like the Bills are always ranked like top offense in the league, and all of a sudden you wake up and Gabe Davis is out. Diggs, who's your number one guy, wants to leave.
Morse is on their center.
Yeah, their center is gone.
He's gone.
Like what is going on in Buffalo? Like I don't understand. What is the problem? Like is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs just not getting along? Are they just not not eye to eye?
Don't even get the Caps started with the defense. Forget their defense. Micah gone, Tre'Davious gone, Jordan Poyer gone, all gone.
Yep.
Yeah, those are 3 guys and same thing with the Cowboys.
But you signed Taron Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Yep. And they also signed
culture problem. The Bills have a culture
Good
problem as
signing,
well.
but dude,
There's some teams that can't figure out how to win.
yikes.
The Bills go to 4 straight Super Bowls
They missed
in the
their
90s,
window.
lose every one. And now we're starting to see the same thing. We see the Bills every year with this high-powered roster. And last year they missed the field goal. It's just that they can't
Wide
figure out a
right.
way to.
It's gonna be
win.
different this year. That defense is gonna be a lot freaking different. That second, I mean, you hear the names that come out of that secondary. That defense is gonna be a lot different. Josh Allen's gonna have to put up more, with arguably less
Yeah. I
We
mean,
were in that playoff
in a
last year.
tougher
Allen was
division.
throwing dimes, and we got the guys dropping the balls. The Bills should have beat the Chiefs in that game.
Pats are gonna be better. The Dolphins are probably gonna be right up to par. The Jets are gonna be right up to par. I mean, the Bills are gonna be. They could be the four. It
They're in trouble.
it
No, I
depends
think
on the
Pats are
quarterback
good.
play in New England, but
Yeah,
I mean, they're looking at like 3 or 4 in my eyes.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking here, right? So, massive splashes that the Bills did. So they got Curtis Samuel at wideout. Mac Hollins signed a free agent deal. Nothing too big there. They did get Deion Dawkins agreed to a 3-year deal there, which is
Solid.
it's a solid offensive tackle there. They also got David Edwards to sign to a 2-year extension at guard. AJ Epinenza re-signed on a 2-year deal. Was one of their edge rushers. I mean, and then Daquan Jones was a big pickup. He re-signing, I should say. He re-signed to a 2-year deal. But I
They
mean,
lost Floyd too.
yeah,
Another
like
edge rusher.
the,
Leonard Floyd gone.
their
yeah.
defense
And
is
he
going to
was solid.
struggle. Like they're going to have a problem at D.
Kona came over to us.
Yeah,
Their
so
tackle, their left end, and their secondary gone.
I think that they're going to have some big problems there. And then jumping over to the Dolphins, I mean, like you said, the Dolphins are going to be right back up to par. Signed Juno Smith to a 2-year deal. Beefed up their O-line with the re-signing of Robert Jones. They re-signed Isaiah Wynn. They signed Jack Driscoll to a free agent deal. They got a center, Aaron Brewer. He signed a 3-year contract to play center for them, and he's a legit center in the league. He's very good. I honestly think that the Dolphins could win that division pretty easily. Walking away could win that division.
I think their offense is going to be even better this year.
Yeah,
To be honest,
like as long as they don't have
They
to go
didn't
play
lose
in
anything. The other
negative
teams-
degrees.
I just wonder what the hell they're gonna do for the draft. They're like one of the only teams I can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I think, looking at the AFC North, or the AFC East, I should say, as a whole.
They lost Xavier though. That was a big loss.
That was that was a big loss.
that offense. Though,
And Christian Wilkins,
Mhm.
another big loss.
Right.
Came over to the AFC West.
Look,
I think they're going to be the best offense in the league. If Tua plays like he did last year, I mean, they didn't lose anybody on offense.
They lost the center. They gained the center.
yeah,
Both centers
Yeah.
are solid.
Pretty much, they're going to be a replica of last year, and they were already good last year. And Waddle was hurt a couple games. Hill got hurt at the end of the year. If all those guys could stay healthy, I think they're all going to have better seasons. They
They
did
just
last
got-
year was build chemistry together.
You're gonna need A-Chain. I mean, Mostert's getting old. A-Chain's got to start. I mean, he's great, but they got
Oh, they're both
maybe
great.
they're gonna hand the ball they're gonna hand it off to him more. But
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert's definitely not gonna play like he did last year. If he does, tip of the cap because he's I think he's over 30. I think he's 30
Yeah.
now.
yeah,
No, he's like 33. But here's the thing with Mostert. He started his career late, and he said it last year. He said, I may be 32 or whatever.
He's still
he
fast
said,
as
I
fuck.
feel like I'm 25.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's still faster than 85% of the running backs in the NFL right now at 30-something years old.
You can't sleep on Mostert
85.
because a lot of these running backs start when they're like 20, 21 in the NFL, or not that young, but you know what I mean, like 23, 24. They start
Yeah.
right when they get drafted, and they get overused. That's what happened
Yeah.
to Zeke. And they get worn down quick. But Mostert he never had that situation. So he said it last year. He's like, I may be old, but I feel great. And then he proved it. He went off.
He
Right.
had a great year, yeah.
So until he gets like some crazy injury, I don't think you could say he's not going to.
No,
Yeah,
I think
right.
this is the Dolphins' division to lose. I think
Right.
it's they.
Yeah, they got two solid backs, man. I mean, a chain is great too.
Mhm.
I think
That's what I'm saying. I think he's fantastic. I just think they got to hand the ball off to him a bit more.
Yeah, they definitely have to use him more. There were some games he'd get 3 carries. I'd be like, where is this guy?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what happened in that Chiefs game.
And they
it
were
was like
7 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he had like 3 carries, and they lost to the Chiefs. Like, I mean, it was -5 degrees. We're not going to run the ball.
Yeah, the ball should have been on the ground the whole game. They should have been like, we're just going to run it down your throat. But they weren't built like that. Quickly,
Yeah,
just
they got
touching on the Pats. I mean, they haven't done anything too crazy. Looking here, I mean, they went and signed Jacoby Brissett to a mentor deal, basically, for whoever they're going to take in the draft. But I mean, Antonio Gibson signed with them at running back, and then Kendrick Bourne re-signed. But other than that, I mean, nothing too crazy. Hunter Henry re-signed to a 3-year deal, so they're committing to him at tight end. He's a very good tight end.
They lost Devontae Parker too.
Yeah,
they
they
just
did.
have really no fucking receivers.
They don't. They have a lot to do in the draft.
Still
Douglas
coaching that
stepped
team.
up last year.
No, he's gone. Belichick's out.
He
No,
retired,
it's,
right?
yeah.
I mean, he technically
No,
never
he didn't
retired.
get a
He just
job.
didn't get a job. Yeah.
That's right. The Chargers were
Yeah,
thinking about him, but then they
The
got
greatest
hurt.
coach of all time didn't get a job.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the greatest coach of all time didn't have the greatest player of all time. So we kind of saw the results of what happened there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He just
Exactly.
didn't have the player, and
Yeah.
now he's kind of dog shit. So, and I
Yeah.
think all the other teams in the league were like, Bill,
Yeah.
your
Take
ass.
care, buddy.
Yeah, like see you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Like, we have no use for
I
you
still
anymore.
think in some of those Super Bowls they won, he
Negative
definitely
Nancy, bro.
But he had the players to outcoach with.
Yeah,
When he doesn't have the players, we saw over the last couple of years. I mean, that team was terrible.
You see the
Fucking
players how
awful.
much they love him.
and
Yeah,
Mac
love him.
Jones is fucking sitting on a beach right
Mac
now,
Jones
backing up,
looks like-
backing
Did you
up.
see the press? Did you see the press conference?
Oh, when he was out of there, yeah.
He looked so happy. I looked at all the comments. Mac Jones looked so happy. This guy, like all of them, every single comment was like, wow, this guy looks like he's living life right now. And he's going to back up the healthiest quarterback in the NFL.
Listen,
But he's got the biggest smile he's had in years.
tax free.
You could see it. He's with his parents too.
Yeah,
His parents live down there.
tax free. He's
So
living the life.
He looked happy as could be.
He's living the dream. But yeah,
Wait, where's Mac Jones playing now? What are you talking about?
he's the backup at Jacksonville now. He got traded to Jacksonville to back up Trevor Lawrence,
That's
who,
right.
who like
Okay, I
never
remember
gets
seeing
hurt.
that.
So
Literally.
this guy's gonna be chilling in the pool at the upper deck of the
Yeah.
Jacksonville Stadium with
Yeah.
with all those chicks. They fill it with like the hot chicks to like float around in the pool. It'll be Mac Jones and all the hot chicks chilling in the pool, and there'll be Trevor Lawrence's bitch ass out there sweating.
He's gonna be a
getting
glorified
chased around,
backup.
and there's Mac Jones. Yeah, that's right, Bill.
Glorified
That's-
backup. He's
my
gonna
dad-
live that role. He's gonna.
My dad's
He's back from Blue Mountain State there.
Oh,
He's gonna Jimmy
yeah,
G this shit.
fucking Alex Moran.
Yeah, is Alex Moran.
He is Alex Moran. No, I mean, yeah, the Patriots are a disaster. You got to think that they're gonna take a quarterback.
Whole new culture.
Yeah,
coming in there.
they gotta
Whole
just
new-
they gotta
whole
take
new-
they gotta just regroup. They're just a disaster. I don't know what to
Reset.
say.
Yeah, they got to do a full reset. I mean, my boy Juju, I think he's still stuck on the Patriots, right?
I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
is
still
he
stuck
yeah
there.
is he did he sign a multi-year deal or is he a free agent, Matty? You would know. You're the free agent guy.
I'm pretty sure he's still with them. Like I'm almost sure of it that he's
Yeah, I'm
like
pretty sure
on
he's
that
still with
team
them.
rostered
Well-
for next year.
Listen, he should go back to TikTok because it's gonna be a long
He's
year.
probably-
He didn't have a great
It's gonna
year,
be
yeah.
it's gonna be a long season because they need everything.
Brissett's a
it's-
great mentor though.
It's
that was a
confusing
great
to me
pickup.
how he could play so well in 2018 as a rookie and just get a little worse every year. I don't get it. Because you see a guy like that come on as a rookie and you think, wow, this guy's just going to get better. It's not like we're talking about some guy that's been in the league for 7 years and he's out of his prime. Like Juju should be in his prime right now. He won the Super Bowl with Kansas City, but it's not like he played too good.
But he
over there
wasn't
either.
he wasn't their star. He wasn't the
No.
star at Kansas City.
He didn't really do much. It was all Kelsey and who
Yeah.
had a good year? The guy everybody ran out of town in Kansas City had a good year that year. The
Kadarius?
Giants had.
Oh, Tony.
He's still there.
Tony, yeah.
He's still there.
Tony had a
He's
pretty
still
good
there.
He's still. I don't know how he's still there. I mean, that guy.
He's still on that football team.
He's a
That's
cancer.
fucking
That guy's
insane.
a cancer. He seriously is a cancer. I mean, he is a tumor just waiting to grow. Like he's an asshole to everybody in the locker room. He's got a bad attitude. He fucked up that game, and now he's a mental case. By going off sides by a mile. Like, it's just that guy. I don't know how he's still on the team. But moving on, getting out of there, getting out of the AFC East. We'll run down to the AFC South really quick to another Super Bowl contending team, the Houston Texans. I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. Running back Joe Mixon, like we say, acquired in a trade with the Bengals. He's now part of the Texans as a solid RB1. Wide receiver Noah Brown re-signed. Tight end Dalton Schultz re-signed to a 3-year deal. I mean, they're loading up on defense too. They signed Mario Edwards, Tim Settle, Foley,
Autry.
Yeah, Foley Fakoski signed. Fatukasi, yeah. Daniel Hunter signed. Like they loaded up on defense.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And Danico Autry, they just got from the Texans, who just had an incredible year.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, he had a great year.
Like they
just took him at the highest stock he'll ever have.
I mean, Matt, we were at Sky's Pizza watching that Texans team. Like, they're gonna come in. I think that they're gonna be even better than last year.
They didn't lose any. They barely lost anything. They literally barely lost anything. They lost Singletary and they got Mixon, and they lost, I think, 1 or 2 D-backs, and I'm sure that was like it, literally. And then they brought in so much, and just released what was dog.
And dude, Stroud is that guy.
Stroud is legit. Stroud's really good.
I already
couldn't beat Michigan, but he's really good.
Like in some of the situations that Stroud was put in certain games, he already had more composure than Lamar had in those same situations. Like being down a touchdown with 40 seconds, like the 2-minute drill situations, the playoff performance as a rookie, all already better than Lamar. I think Stroud's going to be like a big time guy in Houston for a long time.
I mean, they blew out the Browns. Like, they laid a shit kicking on the Browns. And
that was a good defense.
That was top 5.
And you talk about that defense.
They laid a beating on that team. Like, they were like, come here. Like, let me show you something.
One of the best secondaries in the league got torched.
Yeah. Like, it was like they're gonna be really good. Like, they're gonna be a problem. I mean, again, Jeff Oduka,
from Atlanta.
Like, he signed a 1-year deal.
That's a solid deal.
Like, these guys are going to be really good for years to come. And this is just re-upping that defense, making that defense that much better, to give that offense a little breathing room, not having to go out there and lay a beat down every time they're on the field.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a serious team to contend for years to come here. Matty, you got anything there that you want to add on the Texans, or?
Nah.
All right, moving on here. We're going to the Colts. So the Colts. So here we go, right? So Anthony Richardson is 2 concussions deep already. He's played 1 year. He's had 2 concussions. 1 kept him out for the entire year. So the Colts went and said, well, if you don't want him, we'll take him. QB Joe Flacco signs a 1-year deal, $8 million, with $4.5 million guaranteed with the Colts. So him and Anthony Richardson will be, I guess, I don't know, juking it out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because of what I said before.
He is not a mentor guy. But, I mean, Anthony Richardson is another I can't stay on the field type of guy. So, you know, it could be Joe Flacco, Joe Schmo's store there. Pittman signed a 3-year deal, $70 million to stay with the Colts. I mean, the Colts, they didn't really get anybody. Like, they didn't do
barely
anything.
did anything.
Like,
they didn't lose anyone. They didn't gain anyone.
And the Colts missed last year. Like, you'd think that they'd be like, all right, well, our quarterback's coming back. Like, let's go, like, you know, let's go grab some guys. And, like, do they have cap problems? Is that the issue? Like, are they cap strung? Because it's a softer cap in football, isn't it?
They didn't even want to pay Jonathan Taylor last year. They
didn't want to pay him.
No, I don't think so.
In Indianapolis.
Are they poor?
I mean, you got to think, right? Like, do they just not have money to spend? Like, are people just like, oh, like, how much could he pay me? And it's like, we could pay you, like, you know, a couple of Subway sandwiches from like an ad deal.
Do
Like,
they got guys selling like candy bars and hot dogs outside the stadium to try to
Yeah.
pay these guys, or like what are we doing here?
Like I don't know what the issue is because I mean you have a I guess I mean that we can't tell yet, but you have a star in the making in Anthony Richardson who played well when he was alive, when he was on the field, and then he would just get his head taken off and then he'd be out for 4 games and he'd come back and light it up and then he'd be out again. But I mean you have a guy who's capable, and Joe Flacco's no schmuck. I mean he obviously had a great year last year. But I just I don't understand what you have no interest in trying to grab some guys to re-up your offense and give Anthony Richardson some weapons. Like Michael Pittman is not wide out one. Like that's not the guy.
He is average on any other team in the league.
Yeah. Easily
Yeah, the
wide
Colts are a
receiver
weird
too.
team though, because then they go and they don't have anybody on their roster that stands out, except for Jonathan Taylor, who they didn't have the first 4 weeks last year. And then you look and you're like, oh shit, they're like 5-5.
Yeah.
Like who are they? They're a weird team.
Yeah, I can't get a read on their draft. It kind of looks like a D-back, but like you can't. They're a hard team to tell.
I can't figure it out there. Moving to
Look at receivers too. Yeah.
moving to the Jaguars. The Jaguars, they picked up, like we said, glorified backup quarterback Mac Jones. He's going to be chilling in the hot summer sun while Trevor Lawrence carries that load. And then they went out and signed Gabe Davis. Now, the interesting thing about the Jaguars was we all know Calvin Ridley went to Tennessee, but Calvin Ridley wanted to stay in Jacksonville, and that deal fell through. What? Like I don't know exactly what happened, because I know another team was looking at him and he said no, I want to stay in Jacksonville, like I want to be here, and then all of a sudden he went and signed in Tennessee, and it was like, well, what happened? Like what was the disconnect there with the front office? And because he had a pretty good year coming back last year. Like it wasn't like
And
he
I
was
think Tennessee's
dick.
gonna suck too. Like why would you want to go from Jacksonville to Tennessee?
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, you have D Hop and Ridley now at Tennessee.
It had to be money.
That's going to be
It
a
had to
double.
be-
That's going to be a two-headed monster. And Will Levis is no, he looked good at the end of the year last year. So we'll see what he does in his first full year.
I think Mason Rudolph should start over there, to be honest. But
Wow, no respect.
well, no, not even that. Are we gonna not say that Mason Rudolph didn't have a good run with the Steelers? He was 3-1. He lost against the Bills in a close game.
Mason Rudolph is backup quarterback though. Come on,
wasn't
Willis.
playing
Come
like
on,
one.
Willis.
He
Come
wasn't
on,
playing
Willis.
like one.
You know Mason
Dude, I would have
Rudolph.
to give
Mason
Will
Rudolph
Levis
is QB2.
showed like really good sign. Like I would want to see more of Will Levis. Like I feel like there's a lot more higher upside with Levis from like what he showed. But that's
You're
just
probably
like
right. You're probably
that's-
right. I'm just saying. I'm
yeah,
just
but
surprised. after what
3-1,
Mason
then
Rudolph showed.
that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
After what he showed when they're 7-7, his back's against the wall, and he played great football. It's not like he was just
he
squeezing out
played
these games.
fantastic football, and nobody's taking that away from Mason Rudolph. I think Mason Rudolph's a very capable quarterback, but you drafted this guy to be your star. He had a great, last couple weeks. The Titans were pretty much out of it. Like the Titans, they weren't, right there. I think we got to go back to Will Levis. You have two solid receivers on his right and on his left that could catch the ball, can make plays. You have Tony Pollard too at the running back position.
Yeah,
So you have
got
somebody
Pollard.
you have somebody that can run. I mean,
You gotta worry about the line, but that's what it looks like
Yeah.
they're gonna draft. Like they're drafting for their line. They're drafting a tackle.
and they
That's not it.
did just get Shadiq Charles in a free agent deal, and they also got Lloyd Cushenberry to a 4-year deal.
Yeah, Lloyd's
Um,
from the Broncos.
yeah.
He was to fill in for Aaron Brewer that went down to Miami.
Right.
So
So
it's like it's a here.
right. So I mean, their line is going to struggle. I do agree with you, Matt. So they definitely got to go sign some offensive linemen to try to booster up that for the Titans. But jumping really quickly back over to the Jaguars, I mean, I'm really shocked that they weren't able to get that deal done with Ridley. They did go ahead and sign some key guys on the offensive line. They did get Ezra Cleveland to a 3-year deal. They did get Mitch Morris, who's a good center, to a 2-year deal. They did get a couple edge rushers. Josh Allen got his franchise tag, and then Travis Gibson signed a free agent deal. So and Eric Armstead also got a 3-year deal, which was a big pickup for them, $51 million deal. So they did bolster up the defense a little bit, but I mean,
And they still got ETN. He's a good running back.
and they still got ETN. So I mean, listen, the AFC South is going to be a little bit more interesting. I think the Texans are going to run away with it, but I think the Tennessee Titans and then the Jaguars, I think it could be interesting now. I think that there's a lot of good players in that division.
And they bagged Chidobe. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Chidobe Awuzie.
I mean, I think that's going to be an interesting division to watch. I don't think it'll be too much of a sleeper division, like it normally is. Do you guys got anything else on this division before we get going here?
I kind of want to talk about the Giants division.
We got
Cowboys and the Eagles. The Eagles. No, I'm not even. I don't know what the NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot for a second, but I mean, a lot happened in that division. Not even trying to be a dick, it's just a lot happened. A lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
A lot
with
happened.
the Eagles,
A lot did happen. So, all right. So let's round out the AFC and then we'll jump into the NFC East. So real quickly, last division, the AFC West, and I'm going to turn it over to Matty because I know Matty's, he's got his doubts. He's heartbroken about the Chargers. Starting with the Chargers, they did get Gus Edwards, 2-year deal at running back.
Gus the Bus. He's solid. That's a good pickup if you couldn't get a good running back.
Hayden Hurst signed to a free agent deal.
Dude.
I mean, Bradley Bozeman signed to a 1-year deal at the center position. So we'll turn it over to the native Charger fan here. Matt, you do have a new coach, new GM, right? New GM, new coach. So you're getting a fresh start. This is a fresh start for the Chargers. A fresh start. You have Justin Herbert, who's a very capable quarterback.
We're going to throw the ball. Dude, I'm feeling like we're going to be really run heavy. Our team looks like absolute dog shit in comparison to what it looked like last year.
But you won 5 games last year.
I know, but that was a bit that was a really bad, that was not expected. That was just we were expected to win 9 or 10 games. We're a talented team. That was
you needed a little change.
But that was, dude, what we did is that was, you have to figure something. I mean, we have 3 edge rushers, 3 very capable edge rushers now, and we couldn't pay anybody for Justin Herbert. Anybody. We couldn't do. I know Keenan wouldn't take the pay cut, so that hurts. It sucks.
Keenan was a dick for that. That was a dick
I know.
move. That was
he's
fucked
30,
up.
He's 32. I know he's coming off one of his best seasons ever, and he just put up literally 1,500
to go fucking rot in Chicago. Fuck him.
Yeah,
that
I
was
know.
fucked up. That wasn't right.
But yeah, and I mean, there's there's a list of under 10 names of receivers over the age of 31 that are still active and moving and doing their thing, and he wouldn't take the pay cut. It sucks. That's a guy he's you want to say he's the last San Diego Charger. He's the heart and soul of that team. For as long as I've been a fan, Keenan's been has always been there.
He's like the Heinz Ward of Pittsburgh. You expect that guy to go retire? Keenan's been there through it all.
Yeah, literally every game, everything I've ever watched. So, dude, it hurts so much watching him leave. But he wouldn't take the pay cut. It sucks. But you're 32 years old. You have to. Father time comes.
Right.
But yeah, so we ship him off. Mike Williams gone too. We for a second at the end we thought we might be able to hang on to him. And I guess we just couldn't figure that one out. But I mean, they threw him. The Jets just threw him a 1-year, $15 million. That was a pretty solid bag. But I don't know. We just have to figure. So there had to be some way around this cap to leave some weapon for Herbert. We lose Williams, Allen, Eckler, Everett. I mean, those
well,
are.
You have Quentin Johnson.
All right, now you're just rubbing it in.
No, you have Quentin Johnson.
If you gave me a set of gloves and throw a number on my back, me and Quentin might
Juke
might
it
be
out?
battling out for like reception yards at the end of the year. Like, no,
So you have
And
no
then-
faith in Quentin Johnson?
no.
Like, you don't think he's going to come back, rebound year, have a good year this year?
I want to say yes, but I just saw the ball thrown off of him too many times. I don't even want to say dropped off of him. Like, it just, yeah, it was tough.
You're gonna have to go pick up Troy Franklin.
I know. I love Troy, but you gotta hope he's around in the second round. But again, and I had hopes for Brock Bowers, who could come at a cost because of his injury-prone tenderness, and he hasn't even participated. He's barely participated in a fucking workout in a year, or however long. Like, the guy's never on the field.
Now, do you think the Chargers are going to trade that pick, that 5th pick? Like, do you think
Dude,
that's
I hope
the
not. But
expectation that they're
Minnesota,
going to do?
I'm hearing Minnesota is blowing them up. Like, I pray we don't get rid of it, but like I really wouldn't be surprised.
Now,
if
would
we
you
do.
get rid of it for Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
You'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, take that pick.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Ooh,
coming.
I don't know, dude. I
He's
don't
so
know
young.
if the Vikings would do that.
He's young.
Well,
He's already
Justin
proven.
Jefferson's in the last year of his deal, so he's up for contract. That's
I
why
think
I'm
the
like,
Steelers are gonna go grab him,
that's
bro.
why
I
I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's up for a deal.
we got to make him a Pittsburgh Steeler. We can't be sending him. down to Cali.
Listen. The Steelers, they're going to sign Ayuk before this week's over. Let me
I
tell you,
hope.
they're going to sign
I
Ayuk
fucking
before this
hope.
week's over.
Yeah, I had hopes of Bowers, and we signed Will Dissly and Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, that's
So that is out the window. Forget that.
But yeah,
It looks like Malik Neighbors. I would love to get Marvin Harrison. This is if we even keep this pick and don't hand it off to a team like Minnesota, or maybe God knows the Raiders or the Broncos trade up. Dude, I don't know. This was a rough off season. Like, the entire, if we don't get rid of that pick, we're probably going to take, I think, Malik. But if we get Marvin, that would be fantastic. But I doubt he goes past. He's not going past Arizona.
now one thing about Marvin though, and I mean Caleb Williams is doing the same thing. Marvin hasn't done any of the workouts.
I know,
Like,
yeah.
he didn't do pro day. He didn't do the combine. He hasn't done anything. He's barely talked to any
But-
teams.
He's also been a guy, like, that's different from Bowers in my eyes, because he's been a guy for the past 2 years that's put up 15 plus touchdowns, God knows however many yards, and has barely missed anything for 2 years straight, consistent. So I could be more lenient with that rather than Bowers, who misses almost the entire year, can't make a workout the entire off season, not one.
Now the Cardinals pick
Like,
4th.
Yeah, I
They
think
pick-
I
they
think
pick
that
4th.
yeah,
I mean-
I think it's I think Caleb, Drake, and Jaden are all gonna go top 3, not in maybe that order, the second 2. But then that leaves Marvin at the Cardinals. There's no shot you don't help out Kyler, who they just dedicated they set
Yeah.
themselves on Kyler. So they want to give him a weapon. They just got rid of Rondale Moore too. So if they're getting a wide receiver, and Malik is obviously not the pick over Marvin, so
I get you. Quickly over to the Chiefs. They signed Marquise Brown to a 1-year deal. They re-signed, their big re-signing was Chris Jones to a 5-year deal. Big contract for Chris Jones. Their defense is just as good as it was last year. I mean, they have a great defense here. Wharton is back. Nadi is back. Tranquil is back on a 3-year deal. Ladarius Sneed is back. So their defense is just as good as there was last year. So, can't count them out, but their defense is going to be just as entertaining. And then the Raiders, they signed Gardner Minshew to a 2-year deal. Who is the quarterback there now? Do they have one?
Gardner and Aiden. Gardner and Aiden McConnell.
So they don't.
But they're probably going to draft with
You're
that
right.
12 spot.
Yeah, they have to take a quarterback.
It's going to be Bo or
because they released
Who just got Jimmy G?
they released
Penix.
Jimmy G.
The Jimmy
who
G
just
got
got
signed to
Jimmy G?
the Rams, which was a really
Yeah.
weird
Rams,
signing.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was, yeah. Are they not confident in Stafford?
Well, they had
must
Wentz
not,
as the backup.
right? They must
I
not
mean,
be
they
keeping
didn't-
Wentz. Wentz must
No,
be out
they're
again.
not.
Man, Matty, that was your boy too. Wentz is dog shit, man. That guy can't fucking stay on a team for shit. That guy is asshole.
He doesn't want to play
Which is-
anymore. Let's
Which
be
is
fair here.
surprising because he had such a good start to his career, and then he got hurt that one time when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and he's never been the same.
And I said the same thing like for the past 2 years, but he doesn't want to play anymore. He openly like hates playing football now.
Well,
He doesn't want to play anymore. Just
Can't he get a job like on ESPN or something? Like doing like
he didn't have a
analytics
good
or
enough
something?
career for that.
Well, for Christ's sake, I mean, Tim Tebow is fucking doing it. Tim Tebow played like 3 years.
Tim Tebow had a great college career though.
He did have a great college career. Where did Wentz go to college? Does anybody know that off the top of their
North
head?
Dakota or South Dakota, one of the Dakotas.
South Dakota. That's tough. That's a tough luck.
Yeah, like he hasn't had the football career in college or the NFL
It's tough.
to have
luck.
anybody respect what he has to say.
Yeah, and then jumping over quickly to the Broncos. They didn't do dick. That team's gonna
They
suck.
lost a
That
lot.
that team's gonna
But
suck.
they're going to draft JJ.
We'll see. Yeah, JJ. Yeah,
I think they
that's-
draft JJ.
they're gonna
almost
have to trade up though for
guarantee
JJ.
it.
I've seen a lot of talk about JJ going top 5.
I know that's the thing is if he goes over May.
Yeah, like they're gonna that's gonna be really interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah,
But-
he looked great in combine.
The
Looked
Broncos-
fantastic, probably the best.
Yeah, he looked really good. But all right, I know Willis really wanted to get to the NFC, so we'll jump right into it. I'm gonna vomit while we talk about this. But
Yeah, the Raiders
the Raiders are ass,
I'm not even trying to.
And
And
the-
the Redskins had a good.
and the Broncos are ass too. Well, hold on.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
telling you, the Redskins and the Eagles have a lot of shit to talk about. They made a lot of moves. I'm not even trying to be a dick about
The
Giants.
Redskins. Who are the Red? Do you mean the Washington football team?
Don't
The
talk-
Oh wait, the
The
Commanders.
Commanders.
Say that.
Commanders. The
The
Commanders.
Commanders.
My bad.
That's
They've
bullshit. I
changed
still
3
can't even.
times now.
This is a
No.
This is a PC podcast, you know. This
All
is
right.
PC. This is PC. All right, so
But the Cowboys didn't do much except for get rid of Pollard.
the Cowboys made 3 moves. They made 3 moves total. They re-signed Rico Dowdle, which I don't even know who the fuck that is. That's their running back. They signed Eric Kendricks at linebacker,
Yeah, he's good.
and
He left. He had originally signed like he was literally pen on paper with fucking San Francisco and dipped and signed with Dallas.
and they re-signed Jordan Lewis, or they signed Jordan Lewis, cornerback,
And they lose Stephon Gilmore.
and they lose Stephon Gilmore. So that's it. Like the Cowboys are ass. Fuck them.
And
the Cowboys did not.
Leighton retired.
Yeah. So
Keep Dak, run it back is what I say.
listen, they're running it back with the same squad.
Yeah.
So that's your team.
With no Pollard. Keep
So-
McCarthy. Keep
Well,
Dak,
because
run it
it's the
Guys
you know
around there,
it's
Cowboys
whatever
nation.
whatever Dak says goes, right? It's never Dak's fault. He's Aaron Rodgers 2.0. Like you had Ezekiel Elliott, the great running back Zeke, the man. You know he was the best. It wasn't working out. Let's get rid of Zeke. Zeke's the problem. We got Tony Pollard in the wings. He's the shit. Zeke is fat. He sucks. Let's get rid of him. They get rid of Zeke. What happens? The same shit happens 2 years in a row. They're fucking dog shit. They're ass. Dak's like, Tony Pollard's the problem. He's fucking dog shit. We got to get rid of him. There goes Tony Pollard. He's out of there. But who's the common factor that's still sitting there at quarterback who throws 3 picks every fucking playoff game he plays in? Dak Prescott, the fucking shitter. Worst fucking quarterback in that division, in my opinion. Asshole.
I like to call him 4TD
Fucking
Dak.
dog shit. He
Well, you can
sucks.
call him whatever you want.
Fuck him. Dak Prescott is ass. But let's get into it. The Philadelphia Eagles.
TD Dak is what I call him.
So, Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles, 3-year deal, $37.75 million, $26 million guaranteed at signing. The Giants offered this guy $35 million with 2023 guaranteed at signing, and he said no. So the fact that he kept saying, "Oh, I want to be a Giant," is a fucking liar. He's an asshole. But honestly, I'm not even like, oh, like I'm so sad to see Saquon go. Like, oh, Saquon. It's the fact that this motherfucker went to the Eagles. What the fuck is your problem? Like,
I'm
what?
sad to see Saquon go.
Like, what the fuck is your problem? Jerk off? Like, you're gonna go to the fucking Eagles? Like, what a prick.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then he doesn't even say goodbye to the city. Like, he's just totally like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm fucking out. Like, peace out. Thanks for,
What do you mean he's like,
he didn't even say goodbye to the city. Like, he signed the deal and tweeted out the fucking Eagle. Like, he didn't even say goodbye. And then he got pissed because Tiki Barber was like, you're an asshole for fucking going to the Eagles. Like, that's a bullshit move. You're fucking dead to us. Like, see you later. And then he's like, how could you say that? Like, that, like, how could you say that I'm dead? Like, it's like, you're a fucking prick. You fucking went to our biggest rival. Like, you're an asshole.
This is what the whole AFC North did.
Like, he's a fucking prick. So fuck him. And then he tried to like run it back. Oh, I should have said goodbye to the city. It's been such a great part. And it's like, keep your fucking goodbye. Fuck you. You're gonna suck there too. Your ass. You'll be injured by week 3. So fuck him. Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles. I have nothing left to say about Saquon Barkley. Kenny Pickett gets acquired by the Eagles by a trade with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett was a little surprising, I gotta say. I mean, I really thought Kenny Pickett would have been in Pittsburgh longer. I thought that was the guy that they really liked and that they wanted.
Yeah,
and then that was pretty quick.
The hometown boy.
And
that was weird.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. You know
I think
what
Kenny's
happened there.
just stubborn, bro. I think he's stubborn.
Yeah,
Because he knew that Russ was gonna be the starting guy, and the organization didn't feel the same about him after how he played last year. And who knows? I think he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna dip out of here. Who knows, dude?
yeah.
I don't think the fans feel any certain way about it. I think we would have accepted and gave him another chance with open arms, but I don't even think he wanted it.
Yeah, he
probably
just was
wanted
out
it.
of there. Devontae Parker, 1-year deal. Let's see here. Who else did they get? Landon Dickerson signed a 4-year deal at the guard position, so they re-upped their offensive line. They did lose Kelsey to retirement, but their offensive line still looks great in Philadelphia. Matt Hennessy signed a 1-year deal. They got tight end. I can't even pronounce that name. Oh,
Dallas Goedert.
no, not Dallas Goedert. It was Albert Okiwabom. Tight end. I don't know. Signed a 1-year. Do you know who that is, Matt? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I wish I could throw you a rope for help, but
Yeah, who is that guy? You know, you're an Eagle guy. Who the fuck is that dude? Any
They
idea?
probably got him from like Arizona practice squad. Or
Oh
something.
wait, Olamide,
Yeah.
Zacchaeus?
No idea.
I gotta know who that is.
I know they
No
lost
idea.
Olamide.
They re-signed Brandon Graham on the edge. So, I mean, the Eagles, Bryce Huff came in as an edge rusher. Their linebacker, Zach Bond, agreed to a 1-year deal.
I just got somebody else. Devin White in the middle.
Yeah, Devin White. Yep. He just came in. So, I mean, they're loaded. They have a loaded team.
I'm not seeing the center.
Saquon's going to get hurt. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. They paid him all that money. He's going to get hurt again. He never hits the hole. So he's going to bounce to the outside. And, you know, you already know, too. You already know that he's going to rush for like 200 yards against the Giants. Like, you already know that that's what's going to come. And all day long, I'm going to hear, oh, fuck you, Los, like, shitter claws. Like, oh, what's up? Like, I'm going to get it all day long on my phone about, oh, look at Saquon. There's your boy. You were fine. You were fine. Fucker, I'm not paying you all that money for 1 full year. Fuck you. You're not getting all that money. I'm not paying you that. So listen, if the Eagles want to pay him that and he gets hurt and then that's the Eagles' money, so be it. But if he was a dick on his way out, so Saquon can pound it. I really could care less. I don't care. We got your boy Singletary Willis. So I mean it is what it is. But you know, the Giants, I saw all day in the chat today. And Potter drives me nuts with the fucking Giant. He drives me crazy because all the fucking time it's we're gonna be the worst team in the league. We're gonna be the worst team in the league. We're gonna be the worst team in the league.
Well, can you think of any others?
Like
No.
we didn't have an offensive line. We didn't have anybody to block. So I'm like, and we went out and we addressed that problem. We got Elamorno. Is that how you said it?
From the Raiders, Jermaine.
Which I have to say, it's a breath of fresh air how fucking vocal and excited this guy is to be in New York. I mean, every day he tweets about how pumped up he is. Like, it's a breath of fresh air. But we went and we got a guard. We got 2 guards, actually. We got Steiny and we got Ruinen. And we got another center. So we re-upped our offensive line, which is one of the main concerns. That's what we needed to do. And then we went and we got Brian Burns, who's like arguably TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Brian Burns are the top 3 edge rushers in the league. We went and got him to play on the opposite side of the 5th best rusher in the league, fucking Oregon's guy.
Oh, Tippy Toes.
Thibodeau. Yeah.
So we have Thibodeau and Burns on each side, and then Dexter Lawrence, who's the best nose tackle in football, is in the middle. So we have a top 3 defense now. And all fucking day long, I hear in my ear about how we're the worst team in the league, and we're going to fucking get to the quarterback on every play now. And all I hear is about how ass we are. We're going to be fine. We needed to address the offensive line. That's what we needed to address. We have to be able, no matter who is that quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, the great Patrick Mahomes could be quarterback of the New York Giants and we'll win 5 fucking games. We'd win 5 games. That's what we'd win. Because even we saw it was living proof when Patrick Mahomes, he had no offensive line. He was running for his life. He couldn't do anything. It was a disaster. They had to go re-up that offensive line. We have an offensive line now. Let's fucking relax a little bit. Now, I did see a couple rumors that we were gonna draft JJ McCarthy. If we draft JJ McCarthy to back up Jones listen, I'm officially on Daniel Jones sucks watch. I'm on the watch. I'm on the watch
Back
now.
him up.
I'm on the watch. All right.
2 years late to the party.
No, I'm not 2 years late to the party. We were a playoff team last year. And then our offensive line went to shit. Evan Neal is the worst right guard in fucking football. He's fucking awful. He's the worst. Like, by far.
You can't draft JJ and put him behind Daniel Jones. You can't do that.
What about when Casper the Ghost ran on the field and swept the leg on Daniel Jones running into the end zone?
We scored on that drive, Willis. We scored on that drive.
I'm sorry,
Willis, we scored on that drive. Listen, we were
Let's just get the highlight, and he goes down like a bag of fucking bricks. Dude.
we were a playoff team. Daniel Jones had 4 offensive coordinators in 5 years of playing. 4 offensive coordinators.
On that drive.
4 offensive coordinators in 5 years. That's unheard of. He's got Brian Dable. The first year we got Brian Dable, he goes to the playoffs. And win a playoff game. Not just go to the playoffs. We win a playoff game on the road. Handedly. By 2 scores. So
yeah, against the Vikings, right?
Yeah. So like,
That's again.
like
Yeah.
I can't get on the, and then that last year he tears his ACL. He gets hurt and then he tears his ACL. So I can't get on the fucking train of just bury this dude because he's had shit in front of him. He's had asshole in front of him all around in every position. It's been asshole.
What about Danny Cutlets comes in and like triples his yards in one game though?
Tommy Cutlets ended up sucking though.
Oh yeah, Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets was asshole. When it came down to it, he sucked. And listen, I like the whole hype. We fucking drove to New Orleans to watch the hype. There was a sniff of the playoffs from Tommy Cutlets, and then they came out in New Orleans and laid an egg. I was there in the building. I saw it. So, like, I can't get on the train of just like, oh, Daniel Jones. So now we're officially in Daniel Jones sucks territory. We're in the watch zone. He's got some guys that could block. He for sure could block on the left side because Andrew Thomas is a beast. They could block on the left side of the line. The right side of the line, you have a right guard and then and who's awful. Evan Neal is still technically the starting right guard. He's fucking awful. But you have a right tackle that's half decent. So you kind of get some blocking on the right side. So now we can kind of see the picture. Now at running back, Singletary is a problem. We need to draft a running back this draft. We have to get a running back in the late round. I like Trey Bowers. I like Bucky Irving. I like Blake Corum. There's a lot of running backs out there that we can go and draft. We need to draft a new running back. Singletary is not the guy. Singletary is very average. But
Yeah, he's not going to be the guy.
if we fucking take that fucking prick from LSU, Jaden Daniels at the 5th pick, I'm going to fucking blow a gasket. That guy is dick. He sucks. That guy had a bad career at fucking, I don't give a shit. They practically gave him that Heisman. They willed him that Heisman. He had no business winning that Heisman at 9-4. 9-4 and 3rd in your division, you have no business being a Heisman Trophy winner. Ass. So I can't believe that they willed him that Heisman, but Jaden Daniels is overrated. And if I have to hear, oh, Jaden Daniels is the guy, and he comes to New York, I'm going to be upset. So we better not go and sign him. If we sign Oduze or Neighbors, you know, whatever, I'll accept that. I'll be fine because we re-up the offensive line. If we sign another offensive lineman, I'll be thrilled. Or draft another offensive lineman, I'll be thrilled. But that addresses the Giants. But yeah, I'm sick of hearing that the Giants are going to be the worst team in the league. Let's just see what happens. The whole fucking day was, I was ready to blow a gasket about how the Giants are going to be the worst team in the league. Now, the Commanders, they're taking a quarterback in 2nd overall. Like, that's just fact. And it probably will be that dick, Jaden Daniels. But they're taking a quarterback 2nd overall. They signed Marcus Mariota to back him up, 1-year deal, $6 million. They got Austin Eckler. They got Jamison Crowder. They got Zach Ertz, which Zach Ertz is a dinosaur. It's like, why bother? But they got Zach Ertz. They got 2 offensive linemen. They got Nick Allegretti, and then they got Tyler Baddies.
Yeah, from the Cowboys.
So you got 2 good offensive linemen. You got edge rushers. You got Dorrance Armstrong. You got Clean Farrell. You got Dante Fowler Jr. You got Obata, who re-signed. I mean, Bobby Wagner they went out and got. They got Jeremy Chin. They got Michael Davis. They got Brandon
Michael Davis sucks.
Michael Davis. Michael Davis sucks.
He's ass.
Really?
Shit.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. Matty just came flying in. Ass. Fucking asshole, huh? Really? Oh, wow. Well, listen, the Commanders are buffing up. They're done taking the shit. So they're getting fired up.
Made a lot of moves, man.
Eckler, different story. He was fantastic. We're gonna miss Eckler.
Yeah.
He was undrafted, hard work, dude. Eckler was a beast.
They went
undrafted.
and beefed up for sure. Like they were like, we gotta beef up.
Well,
So I mean, the Commanders are going to be really interesting to watch. Let's see what happens. They're drafting this quarterback this year. Let's see. I mean, they're going to be an interesting team to check out and see what happens there. They got rid of Sam Howell, sent him to Seattle. I mean, what do you guys got on the Commanders? Anything here?
Yeah, the big one for me was Eckler. I mean, that guy can change. I'm surprised. That's what surprised me about the Chargers last year.
And he's really, really good out of the backfield with his hands. He's literally one of the best receiving. He's one of the best receiving running, but he's really great out of the backfield. So when they get one of these quarterbacks, that's gonna help a lot. But he's phenomenal. And then you still have Brian Robinson there too. So they do have a good run game. But that line is still they have those signings, but it's still a weak line. It's not a good line still.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just kind of filling.
I just feel like they're gonna be a more diverse team now. They still got Scary Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, now they've got a pretty good backfield. Last year they were just struggling to do anything. It was weird too because Sam Howell had so many passing yards, and then they go and beat who they beat on Thanksgiving. That was shocking. They beat no. Am I thinking of the right?
Was it the Cowboys?
No. I'm thinking of the Chiefs Raiders game. I'm thinking of the wrong game. But the Redskins, I feel like will just be a more diverse team now. I mean, they sucked last year.
I still think they're going to be absolutely mediocre.
Yeah.
They're not going to be anything special, but they made a lot of moves. So.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they do with that draft spot. That'll be really interesting to see if they take it. That's going to be a decision. I think we look down the road at it. Drake May or Jaden Daniels.
Well, speaking of big moves, one of the biggest moves in free agency was the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins, 4 years, $180 million and $100 million guaranteed. Big Kirko. I'm loving it. Big Kirko. Willie, you know how I feel about Big Kirko.
Yeah.
Listen, that's a huge signing. That's a huge signing, I think. I think the Falcons are going to be good again. I think that
they
was
got
massive.
Deshaun, bro.
Like I
My
think
boy Dijon.
I think the Falcons are going to be legit. Like legit,
They're-
like they're gonna win a playoff game legit.
They're
got-
always
they got
legit
three.
with an ass team. Like,
Yeah, I think the Falcons will be good.
Like Darnell Mooney signed 3-year deal.
now they have a good team.
Ray McLeod signed a 2-year deal. Hodge re-signed. Rondell Moore signed or via trade. I mean, like I think that they're going to be legit. Like I think that they're going to bring it in the NFC South.
I think
The
they
Falcons
take
are
that.
pretty
I think they're gonna take that division handedly. It depends.
It depends. I mean, the Bucks look good
That's
too.
what I was
Yeah.
saying. That's the only argument because I don't see the other two doing.
I mean, shift it over to the Bucks. Baker Mayfield got his contract. He deserved that
Good
contract.
for him.
He
Good for
deserved that
him.
contract. Baker Mayfield,
Fucking pay
3-year,
that man.
$100 million deal, living life, tax-free in Tampa Bay for another 3 years. He deserved it after, Matty saw it firsthand, laying that ass kicking on the Eagles. I mean, Matt, how you feel about Baker shaking his balls for another 3 years in Tampa?
Fluke.
He's
a fluke.
Well, 3-year deal, and then they went on. They also re-signed Chase Edmonds. They re-signed Mike Evans, which hand up. I thought he was going to be out of there. He re-signed to a 2-year deal. That's on me. That was a bad job by me there. They re-signed offensive lineman Justin Skull. Ben Breeson they signed to a 1-year deal, offensive guard.
Pretty sure they lose Ryan Jensen though. Their center retired.
Yeah.
And he was solid. He was really solid.
Cornerback, excuse me, Brees Hall signed with the Bucks. Tavier Thomas signed with the Bucks. So the Bucks defense is going to be legit too. Like I think they're going to be. Jordan Whitehead signed with the Bucks, 2-year deal, $9 million deal.
It's more like it.
Antone Winfield, he got a franchise tag. Chase McLaughlin. Yeah, I like the Bucks there. I think that the Bucks are still going to figure out a way to get that division done.
A solid team in a shitty division.
Yeah, I like the Bucks. I like the Bucks. Jumping to the Saints really quick. The Saints didn't really do too much. Signed quarterback Nathan Peterman to a 1-year backup deal. Kendrick Wilson signed a 2-year deal. The big one that was interesting was Chase Young.
Yeah, he's chasing a bag.
Yeah,
That's what he's
he went to the Saints. He got a $13 million deal, and he said, in quote, "I liked them for their winning culture." Now,
he's not doing any winning.
When was the last time the Saints won anything?
I can explain this. I deal with this one every day. See, I got a coworker who's a Saints fan, and boy, are they the most delusional people on the planet.
Are they sick?
They have a mental illness. It really is. They need to be institutionalized.
It's that black and gold, brother. It does it too.
Every conversation with them ends with, "We are 100% in the Super Bowl."
They're
So yeah,
old. They're so old.
they've also only played one Super Bowl.
It has to be the drugs in New Orleans. It has to. You have to think that they're just getting fucked up in Louisiana, and that's what's going on.
I want to
They're
see
just
Michael
so delusional.
Thomas. I want to see Michael Thomas
Free
galloping down the
agent.
sideline. Game 1,
Nope, he's gone.
80-yard TD. He's gone.
Yep.
He's gone. He's a free agent still. I don't think he
Go
signed.
now.
I don't think he signed anywhere though yet.
Nope.
He's still.
Oh, I
on
love
Still on. Nobody signed him.
He's a playmaker.
Him and Odell are rotting there.
Demario
No.
Davis signed a 2-year deal. Willie Gay Jr.
Old.
Signed a 1-year
Old.
deal. Tyron Matthew signed a 2-year deal.
Old.
Like it's just I don't see anything from the Saints. The Saints are going to finish 4th in that division. I think.
Yeah, that's.
Cam Jordan. They
I
just got
think
a
I
retirement
think
home
I
over
think the
there.
Panthers
they
are
got
going to be
Olave,
better than
they
them.
got Kamara, but who's their QB now?
Eric
it's
Carr.
Carr.
Derek Carr.
Oh,
Well, they're hoping to pick up Penix. I know that.
Are they?
Penix is a
That's what they're
gunslinger,
shooting
dude.
for.
He's a gunslinger. I think.
Yeah, he's
I think
fucking
he
gross.
fit well
He
with
would-
Olave. Imagine Penix with Olave. Oh,
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad
I think-
duo.
I see. I think I think this is a whole different thing, but I think Penix. I think the Raiders are gonna slam Penix. I think they're gonna panic when JJ, Drake, Jaden, and Caleb are gone. And but if he's there, yeah. I mean, Penix is fucking nasty. He
He's a
throws
gunslinger.
darts,
Yeah.
absolute dart. But it's he's older and he's got to stay on the field.
He reminds me of like a good version of the Bucks, Jameis Winston. When I was watching him in the college games last year, the guy was just throwing bombs every play. Dude.
Darts.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were like, it was good passes too. I mean,
no, I agree. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson went to the Carolina Panthers. David Moore agreed on a free agent deal with the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers really re-upped their defense too. They got Ashawn Robinson, Chason signed to a 1-year deal. Woonham signed to a 2-year deal on the edge. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I honestly think that the Saints are going to finish 4th in that division. I don't have a lot of faith in the Saints, right now, and I think that the Panthers are going to win more games. I think Bryce Hall is going to have a better second year, and I think, or Bryce Young, I should say. Bryce Young. That was my fault. Bryce Young, the quarterback of the Panthers, will have a better second year than he did this first year. I think he'll feel a little bit better out there.
And they got Deontay Johnson and Thielen. That's not a bad wide receiver duo. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Thielen's old though.
But Thielen's pretty good. He still had a pretty good year last year. I don't know. Did he not?
He didn't have a bad year, but he's definitely getting older.
He's getting older, I think. Speaking of Thielen, I mean, his old team, the Vikings, they signed Aaron Jones to a 1-year deal. Wide receiver,
rival.
Brendan Powell he re-signed there. Trent Sherfield signed a free agent deal there. Now this is where it gets interesting because the O-line is huge. And the rumors surrounding them and the Chargers trading for that 5th pick to try to get McCarthy. I mean, that's what it seems like is the play, is that they want to trade that pick and get up to that 5th spot to take McCarthy as their quarterback.
Yeah, they want a quarterback, yeah.
Because their quarterback right now, their QB1 on paper is Sam Darnold. That's their QB1.
With a great offense, too. If you put a rookie quarterback in on that offense with those players, they're going to succeed.
Yeah, so I think that the play is that they really want to try to get McCarthy. So, I mean, that you got to think that they're going to go out and they're going to try to make a play for that pick. And I don't know. He's in his last year of his contract. I don't know if they, are they going to max him out or are they going to move him with Jefferson?
I think if they get their man or the quarterback, I think you got to receive. You
can't hang him out to dry, you think, right?
Yeah. After you can't give 1 year of him and then fucking give him 1 year at Jay Jetta and then see ya. That's not happening. If I was the quarterback, I'll give that man his fucking cash. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, in this division, I mean, it's a heavy running back division right now. The Packers went out and signed Josh Jacobs to a 4-year deal, which one thing I thought about Josh Jacobs.
Thank fucking God.
Like I thought that was really interesting though, because I thought Aaron Jones was doing well in Green Bay. Like I thought, like, he had that big playoff game last year against the Cowboys, and he had a great playoff game in the second round too against the 49ers. And Aaron Jones has been their guy for a couple years now, and he's been a pretty solid back. He's done very well. He's been a high fantasy football draft pick. Like he's done, excellent. And for them to trade him away for Josh Jacobs, I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought, and they ended up re-signing AJ Dillon.
And I thought they said I'm almost sure, but a Packers fan would know, but I'm almost certain that they said that they were gonna go with Jones and then didn't.
Yeah,
and that's that threw Jones through the loop too. But I mean, I think a Packers fan would know. I'm not 100% sure on that.
He's an Eckler type of situation where he was like he was a high round pick. He wasn't, he's a smaller back, and all of a sudden he goes on to Green Bay when Rodgers is, still there, and he goes crazy. Like his first couple of years, he was breaking out for like 80-yard runs, just hitting the pocket in the middle and running up the field, and he could catch the ball well. And the Packers fans loved the guy. And now you send him to Minnesota. It's the same deal, but even worse, I feel like, as the Barkley.
He's going to torch them. He is going to fucking torch them.
I hope Jones goes off against the Packers. You can't do that. Like, you can't do that to your.
It does blow my mind though how many rivals,
Yeah.
like
Have been making
players
trades.
switching to the right. I've never seen anything like this in sports ever.
Dude,
The
no
amount
loyalty in
of different
sports anymore.
players. No
Jones
loyalty.
would walk in
There's
with
no
like
loyalty from them, is what they say from the business. So then the players justify that.
Yeah,
Not
that's
that I'm
just.
siding with the business, but it's shit nowadays. It's just the whole shit system.
Like I think I agree. I mean, now with Aaron Jones, he was traded to the or no, he signed the 1 year deal. So he was a free agent, and then he signed the 1 year deal with Minnesota once they signed Josh Jacobs because they wanted to go with Jacobs. All right, so yeah, so
How do you do that? How do you want to go with Jacobs? Are we not gonna like find that crazy? Am I the only
He's
one?
no,
younger, think.
I wrote here. I
But
said
really, there's not a big difference.
I said,
Yeah.
Jones to Jacobs. I said, I didn't, that's not that much big of a difference in terms of stats wise over the last couple of years. So it hasn't been too crazy of a stat difference to make that change. I think, Jones has had success. He's been a big part of Green Bay's success. I don't know why that they would move on from him. It didn't make any sense to me at all.
Listen, he was their franchise guy, bro.
So that I thought that was really interesting. The Lions went out and signed wide receiver Donovan's People Jones. They re-signed him, brought him back. They signed guard Graham Glasnow to a 3-year deal. Kevin Zittler signed to a 1-year deal. Dan Skipper
Really
signed. They got edge Marcus Davenport to a 1-year deal. DJ Reader, I should say, signed a 2-year deal,
Really good.
$27 million. I mean, they went out. They stacked their defense too. Emmanuel Mosley came in. He re-signed. Carlton Davis acquired in a trade with the Bucks. Has been brought in. Jalen Mabin got a 2-year extension. So I mean, the Lions I think are going to win this division again. When it comes down to it, I think that they're the best team in that division. I think that they're going to repeat as champs. I like them.
CJ. It's just CJ. And they gained Carlton.
Yeah, I like the
And Reader.
Lions in that division.
Zietler. They had a really good offseason. I think they had one of the most underrated off seasons.
Yeah. And then the Bears, they went out and signed running back DeAndre Swift to a 3-year deal. They got Keenan Allen in a trade with the Chargers. They got Dante Pettis. They re-upped some of their offensive line. They acquired Ryan Bates in a trade with the Bills. Brought in offensive lineman Jake Curran and Matt Pryor. And they also brought in center Coleman Shelton. So they re-upped their offensive line a little bit for Caleb Williams. So that he's got a little bit of protection in there while he starts dishing to Keenan. Gerald Everett signed a 2-year deal at tight end. Well, Matty, you got anything on Gerald Everett? What do you got on him?
Good. He's really good. He just wanted money. It looked like he was gone from week 8 of the regular season. He's really skilled. He's a smaller for a tight, but he's really he's one of the best pass catchers probably for a tight end. He's really good. He's just a really good weapon for Caleb Williams. That guy has targets now. And Cole Kmet behind him is even solid. Caleb has fucking weapons.
Yeah.
I saw a stat. There's never been a top 5 quarterback to be drafted onto a team with 2 1,500-yard receivers in the season before. And Caleb Williams is going to get to do that, who's generational talent. So let's see.
Yeah, well, we're going to be able to see right off the rip here.
And they're having center battle offs in front of him. They just signed 2 centers to have them battle it out. They're doing everything in their power to get this guy everything that they can to make him successful. So
yeah, I think the Bears are going to be a lot better than everybody expects. I think that they're going to bring some heat, and I think that they're going to be very entertaining to watch. It'll be interesting.
I saw a little clip of Keenan Allen talking to Caleb Williams.
I saw that too. Yeah, I know. I thought that was interesting that he went over to the USC workout and was like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. Caleb Williams is a cancer, so we'll see. I mean, he's been an asshole this whole thing.
I'm getting.
He's been a total asshole. He went to the combine, didn't even work out, didn't do anything. He went for the free gear, and then told the media, he was like, "Watch my stuff." He's like, "You don't need to see me, just watch my stuff."
And you see these highlight clips and everything. You know how many fucking seconds he's getting on those plays?
Yeah.
Like 8, 9, 10 seconds, Mississippi's. That's not fucking happening in the NFL.
Dude.
It's not.
I'm sorry, bro. The minute you're a college athlete and you run into the crowd and cry in your mother's arms after a loss, like that's a major red flag. Like
Check
that's
his
like
stats against ranked.
that's like I'm done. Like fuck that. I'm not drafting that. That's a
His
problem.
stats against ranked opponents fucking sucks. It just shows that like he was a merchant off fucking
Off
shit
of
teams.
ass.
Yeah,
off of bad teams.
against ranked opponents or some of the players you see on a college football field will never even be close, would never even be in near sight of fucking the NFL.
I could win a
And he
Heisman
was
if I was playing
merchant,
against
yeah.
Portland State.
Like exactly, dude. Like his ranked stats are ass.
Yeah.
They're shit.
Yeah,
So we'll see. But they're doing everything in their power to give him all the weapons they can and everything. So we'll see.
it'll be interesting to see Caleb Williams
He does
going to
well.
the Bears.
I hope he does.
I think he's overrated. But we're gonna see here, fellas. So we went through all the divisions here. We've covered all the big signings. Xavier McKinney also went to Green Bay on a 4-year, $67 million deal, $23 million guaranteed. I will say Xavier McKinney did give the Giants an opportunity to match that deal that that Green Bay offered. We just weren't able to do it. We have Deontay Banks now. You know, we were like, listen, we just can't pay you that amount. And I wish nothing but the best to Xavier McKinney. He was very respectful about it. Great guy. Said nice goodbye to the city of New York. So all love to X-Men.
Really good.
All love to X-Men. You know, I hope he has success in Green Bay. But yeah, so that, I mean, out of all of the moves, what would you guys say has been the biggest one overall? The biggest splash.
I mean, I'm biased, bro, but I think it's got to be Fields.
Fields robbery in broad daylight.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, that was just that
For
was
a sixth-round pick. Are you just gonna give us that kind of quarterback for a sixth-round pick?
that was
I,
theft.
mean, I don't gotta pay the guy, but it's like, I'm biased. But Fields is young, bro, and he's a dual threat. I don't know.
You're set for 12 years. You're set for like 10 years. at
Yeah, if
quarterback.
if he lights
you
it up,
write
you
off
are.
you write off Wilson for another 2. Let him teach and feel like he's the perfect mentor. It's just gonna work out well.
Like, teams spend years trying to draft the right quarterback and trying to get their guy, and the Bears just gave one to us. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't believe it. I was half joking with my dad. I was like, yeah, we'll go get Fields and have him play on the same play as Russ. We'll have 2 quarterbacks on the field. 6 hours later, oh, you guys got Fields. What? I didn't even know that was possible. Like,
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable.
But, I mean, there's a lot of big signings, bro. The Saquon one is big, too.
Mine is Derrick Henry. You just gave, I mean, their playoff success is a whole different story with the talent they have. They should be doing so much better. But the one thing that they could not fucking stop, they couldn't stop a run, and if they couldn't stop a run, when they had to run, they weren't like too fantastic at it. Derrick Henry is just gonna be insane there behind a really good line. Yeah, he's gonna be insane there, and that defense is phenomenal. That team is just incredible. Like, yeah, they gotta contend. They have to be in like the top 3 for Super Bowl pick
Oh
right
yeah, they
now.
are. Yeah.
So Derrick Henry's mine for sure.
Jaja, what do you got? Biggest signing.
I think Barkley, not because I'm overly excited to have him, but just kind of like the impact it's had, you know, like how much it's blown up. It's
I saw a clip today of his daughter saying, "Oh, are we gonna win now? Are we on a winning team now?" I was just like, that's fucking bullshit. Like that was like that fucking camera prick on the Eagles probably was like, "Yeah, say that." And I got the camera up like fuck that guy, whoever the fucking guy behind the
that
camera
Saquon is fucking huge.
I think in
behind a
terms
really
of
good
like non-football and like off the field, I guess, stuff. That's got to be the biggest.
Yeah, the
Now
drama.
I'm hoping he does well since he's not behind a bunch of wet noodles. But you know, I still have no confidence in him. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting to see, fellas. So, that pretty
Willis,
much.
What's your biggest
Yeah,
prediction?
you got.
I think my biggest one overall, the one that I think
Then
that's
we should
gonna,
give a team that did the best.
that's
One
gonna
team.
that's
quick.
gonna rattle me off. I'm gonna take Ridley to Tennessee. I think Tennessee becomes a legit team, legit playoff contending team now that you have Ridley and you have D Hop on either side. I like that pick and the pickup of Tony Pollard. I like that. I like the Kirko signing because I'm a big Kirko guy. So I like big Kirko in Atlanta. The whitest guy in the league goes to the blackest city easily. Like it's like how you go from Minnesota to fucking Atlanta. Like it's like night and day. It's like night and day. Yeah, well, dude, I love the videos already of him with all the chains on at the signing. Do you see that with all the massive chainings and all his kids have the big Kirko chains? I was like, dude, it's hilarious. Like going from St. Paul, Minnesota to Atlanta is just. It's like the biggest change, but I love it. I'm all about Big Kirko. So I think that's a massive one. And dude, I'm telling you, Calvin Ridley and D-Hop, the wide receiver combo in Tennessee with Will Levis and Tony Pollard. Watch out for Nibs' Tennessee Titans. I think that's going to be a legit team.
Yeah, Maddie, I like that. Who won? Which team won?
Which team, in your eyes, may be underrated, or bet who did the best in your eyes? Who had the most successful offseason with what they were given?
Pittsburgh.
Well,
yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh. Everybody's gonna say like Atlanta, but I think it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, I think by far.
Matt?
I don't know if I'm gonna say the most successful, but I think the Commanders have done a job in which they're gonna surprise everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. They're not gonna be like a standout team, but they're definitely gonna improve a lot.
It's a big improvement from last year. Yeah.
Then I want, as much as I like the Texans, probably they just had a huge haul, absolute haul.
The Texans,
but like I was saying before, I really like what the Lions did. I just like them. Their line is already incredible. Now you make it even better. Yeah, DJ Reader on that defense. I don't know. I think they're right back to where they were. They barely lost anyone. They lost Gardner Johnson, picked up Carlton Davis, and then another D-back. I think they're right where they were. Even better than what they were. They had a really, really underrated. But if you were going, I guess, best overall, Texans.
Here's the thing, though.
Lions.
I don't think the Steelers are done yet.
Oh no, there's still.
I don't think the Steelers are done yet either.
Let me just read off some names that are still on the just real quick. I mean, there's
Ayuk.
There are
Higgins.
Ayuk. Yeah,
I think they're going to trade for Ayuk. I wouldn't be surprised before this week's over that he's a Steeler. They really want him, and he wants to be there. Like, so I think that they're going to get something done. I think he'll be a Steeler. The Steelers are going to be unreal next year. They're going to be really good.
I hope we get.
They're going to be really good.
Imagine Higgins and Ayuk.
Micah Tre'Davious, David Bakhtiari. He has another year left in him, and he said.
OBJ is out there. Michael Thomas is still out there.
I'd like to get Michael Thomas. I mean, he's too similar to Pickens' style, though. They're both like
maybe the Jets will take OBJ and then they'll add to that the best roster to ever assemble. And they'll just add on, right? Because it's the best Jet team ever on paper of all time.
Doesn't Rodgers want OBJ? I thought that was like a thing.
Rodgers?
I could be wrong. I thought that was a thing.
I mean, it could have been. Rodgers is going to be vice president before he even steps on the field, so he'll be vice president candidate Rodgers. So, I mean, let's see what even happens.
How isn't OBJ on a team though by now? I could see Michael
Thomas.
There are better receivers on the market.
He was pretty ass last year.
Yeah,
like he wasn't very good. Like he was kind of invisible.
Look who's throwing him the ball, dude.
That's true. I mean, Lamar can't throw. Lamar can't throw.
Now let me ask you guys.
That's a big problem.
Let me ask you. If Rodgers becomes vice president, Do you think the Jets stack their O-line with just Secret Service members?
Well,
It's
yeah,
just
I
how
mean,
many
He's
guys
the
that
best
are
player
lines?
to play, right?
you got to
10 of them
think,
got
right?
tasers.
Yeah, like who do you put out there to protect the vice president?
Protect Vice President Rogers. He's going to be the first one to do both. He's going to be
Yeah.
quarterback in the New York Jets, and he's vice president, vice president of the United States. Robert Kennedy.
Now, and if you do put out the Secret Service, do you allow them to wear pads, or do they got to go in the?
They have to. They have to wear pads, or maybe they have to. They have to invoke those offensive linemen into the Secret Service. Like they have to bring those guys on board. Like they're gonna have to get. They're gonna have to get security clearance. Like they're gonna have to be brought on board, and they're just gonna be special guys, and they'll be on the line with the earpieces in. And like they'll be like, hey, like we got a problem in section 300 or
They'll
whatever.
see it
Like,
taped onto their helmet.
yeah, like we got an issue. Like they're gonna have to figure out a way to do. Like that's gonna be how it has to be. But I don't know.
Like Tyron Smith, like fucking key carding into the White House.
But can
Oh,
he? Like if he's legit,
There's no way.
like can he even go to training camp?
No.
Like if that's like
Oh, no
legit,
idea.
like if because Kennedy is like all like he thinks he's gonna be like on the stage like debating Trump and Biden, and he's
Oh,
gonna be
dude.
like in it to win it. Like he's like
There's no
he's so delusional that he thinks he's like a legitimate candidate.
There's
So,
no fucking shot.
Like if Aaron Rodgers is actually his vice presidential candidate, can he actually go to training camp and open up the season with the Jets?
I think he would. I honestly think
No
he
chance.
would. I think
No chance they let him do that.
Yeah, like is that even allowed? Like can you do that? Like I don't think
No
you
way.
can.
I think he could make an appearance.
Because I
Like,
feel
he could
like
show
they
up
would
and be
not
like,
have
"Hi."
done. I feel like he would have let the Jets have some insight on all this, and they wouldn't have done all this.
I don't
shit
think
with
he I
that
don't
in
think
the
he
back
I
of
don't
their
think he
mind.
would have told him a fucking thing. Honestly,
Yeah.
he is so crazy that I don't think he would have told him a thing. He'll go into a hut and smoke himself out of the hut, and then when he walks out of the hut, he'll be like I have come to the conclusion that my football career is over, and I'm going to be vice president.
Dude, I could-
Like
I
he'll
could
come
see
out
it
of the
coming.
hut and he'll be like I in my travels through my smells, I have realized that my football career is over and I'm ready to be Vice President Rogers, and the Jets will be like dick in hand, like what, like what,
No.
like what are you
It
talking
wouldn't
about?
be his decision.
Like how does that happen?
He would totally show up to training camp, and they would be like, "Sir, you can't do this," and he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, Jets. Guess I can't do this."
Yeah, they told me
Like,
I can't do it
gotta
anymore.
go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I gotta go lock in with my whale sex noises.
Yeah.
And really log into my presidential candidacy. Yeah, the Jets. I mean, all the Jet fans are going crazy. They're saying this is the year. I don't know. I can't get on board with the Jets. But anyway, fellas, really wrapping up here. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add that you've seen? Any draft? Anything else that you guys want to add here?
No, I just think it's going to be really exciting with these quarterbacks, and I think it's a really stacked draft class. I think think it's really, and the wide receiver depth is unreal. There's a lot of good tackles in this draft class, so a lot of teams are going to be able to nail that position, or good few. Yeah, I mean the quarter, who's going where, that's going to be really exciting. But I think there could be a chance that all of them are going, all five, the five power quarterbacks are all going to be gone in the maybe first 32 picks.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
It's going to be interesting coming up with the draft for sure. And that's April 20th is the draft, I believe.
No.
Yeah.
Is
it the 12th? Is it
I
the
think it's
20th?
I think it's the
That's-
20th.
I think so.
Or is
Yeah.
it the 28th?
Let's get Siri. Hold on. Siri, when is the NFL draft?
The 28th.
Thursday, April 25th.
Bitch.
25th. We're all wrong.
Thursday, April 25th is
Well
day one.
done.
So we'll see. Thursday, April 25th comes, and we'll know what's going on. But
Cross our
anyway,
fingers
I
on
mean,
that 5.
I think we covered everything there. Couple of housekeeping real quick. I do want to add, very exciting weekend coming up. my mom is premiering in her first ever movie, on-screen movie, filmed here and produced here in Pensacola. It's called What the Heart Wants. Matt and I, representing Chirp City, will be on the red carpet on Saturday night. We'll be live streaming the red carpet. So as the actors and actresses and the directors and the producers and everybody comes through, we'll be doing interviews and talking with everybody, and it'll be very fun. It's going to be a very fun and exciting event. If you're watching here in Pensacola, the event is at the Pensacola Fairgrounds on Saturday at 7 p.m. I have an extra ticket here that I'm going to read. Doors open at 6, but they were talking. I was listening to the interview yesterday. They were talking you got to be there at 5:15-ish if you're going to go. But yeah, it's going to be a very exciting event. There'll be vendors and everything like that to get food and drink, and it'll be very exciting. And then the movie will begin, or the show will begin at 7 p.m. But my mom is in it, so I'm very excited to see her. It's dressed to impress if you do go. So suit and tie, shirt and tie, very nice tuxedos. Everybody's got to look good. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. So if you're in town, definitely go. If you're not in town, the movie will be streaming on streaming services. I assume after the premiere, he'll get that all taken care of and everything like that. But once we get a date, we'll obviously get it out to you guys. But it'll be like on Amazon Prime and all the good stuff. But yeah, I'm super pumped. My mom is going to be on it. So that'll be awesome to see. And I'm very excited for the weekend and excited for Elrico and all those guys. They did a great job. And I'm excited to do a little red carpet action. So we'll be live streaming that on the YouTube channel. So guys, come to the YouTube channel. We'll be able to watch the live stream. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. So we'll live stream the YouTube on Chirp City YouTube. That's where you'll be able to see it. And then we're also going to post a vlog afterwards. So we'll do a vlog of the entire day and everything like that leading up to it. So it'll be very exciting. But yeah. So
and
Very nice.
official Chirp City merch coming soon.
Yes.
That's coming soon.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get some
It's the
swag.
good stuff.
We're gonna get some swag going.
So the golf gear, right? What is it, Shank It?
Well, yeah, so we partnered with Shank It, but we're getting our own official gear soon.
Yeah, shirts,
Ooh.
sweatshirts.
Shirts, hoodies. If you want cups,
Might
you
have
can do
to
cups.
ship something up here.
Yeah. So.
Well, you're closer to the distributor than we are, so.
Yeah. So they're gonna be sending you. They're gonna be sending us stuff. But
We'll have to all throw
Yeah.
a sweatshirt on or something for the pod.
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So a lot of exciting things coming this way. So I'm very excited, and we're gonna get some more pods going in the next week or so. Matt and I got a show. We got a baseball show that's taken off. We got the hockey shows coming back. We're going to be doing March Madness stuff this weekend as well. We did not forget about March Madness. So we will be doing March Madness stuff this weekend as well. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I will be doing some live streams, watch parties with March Madness and talking about the games and doing all that stuff. So we'll definitely be covering everything. Big weekend and big days ahead for Chirp City. So very excited. I appreciate everybody who hung out today and watched. So lots of stuff going on. So I appreciate you boys coming on and talking for the last 2 hours and 14 minutes. But it's been a good show, so I appreciate you
We
guys.
had 32 teams to get through. That was a lot of teams.
It was. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
But
That was good, man.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys Saturday night. So definitely come by Chirp City YouTube channel Saturday night for red carpet live premiere of What the Heart Wants. So make sure you guys are there to see it. But we'll see you guys soon. Appreciate everybody. Have a great night, everyone.